What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the CFL podcast, where today, man, I told y'all we was going to talk about the comments regarding Nick Saban, Coach Prime, and that whole debacle that had college football on fire, had Twitter on fire and everything like that. But, I couldn't do it by myself. I needed the expertise of someone who knows a lot more than I do on this thing. So that's why I had to bring in my guy, Mr. Ken Clark. Ken, thank you so much for being on, man. I really appreciate you.
Appreciate it, Kobe. Anytime, man. You reached out, and I'm here, man. Always a good time, man, when we talking Jackson State.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, while we wait on people to get up in here, we're gonna talk about it. But I want to ask you a few things first regarding the program, right? So first off, y'all got a couple of commits today, right? I want to know your thoughts on that. Saban Wilkerson, one of the top running backs in the MEAC, as a freshman. You feel me? You go out and you get a defensive lineman from Fresno State, 6'5", 280 dude, looks like a monster. Looks like Kayvon Thibodeau reincarnated, to be honest with you. So, what's your thoughts on
that? You know what, man? Honestly, it's give me 1 second, bro. I can barely hear you.
I'm better now? You hear me good? Hear me better? He froze up. Kid, you good? Hold on. Yeah, you hear me?
Go. I can hear you now, man. Sorry about that, man.
Oh no, you good? We all good.
Yeah, no, it's just you kind of low. That's all. I was just trying to.
Yeah. All right, y'all, hold on. He got some technical difficulties going on. We're going to get back to him. Y'all talk. I saw your comment. I'm going to get you on. Honestly. I have been thinking about it. It clearly, maybe it might got to be something Grambling related. I ain't talked about Grambling in so long. So, I would love to have you on for sure. We can talk about that. While he comes back on, shout out to my guy. Shout out to Blue Bloods, man. Yo, Blue be on it, though. Like, if y'all be on Twitter, if y'all be on any social media, Blue be on it.
Third time's the charm.
Yes, sir. You be good now? You hear me?
There we go, man. I can hear you so much better now, man. I don't know. I was tripping for a minute. I was like, man, I can't hear nothing.
Oh, no, we all good.
You sound like you was talking to me, man, in the other room or something, man. I think it was on my end, though. I think I was just trying to do something different.
It happens. Technology, it happens.
Yeah, but yeah, like you were saying, man, it's been an exciting day, actually, man. I've been I kind of had my own little personal wish list of of players that we would sign, and I know there was some rumblings in the past in regards to Saban Wilkerson, but I thought it was, it was pretty cool, man, to get that assurance today that he's going to be coming. I'm a big fan of his. I thought he had a really good, like I said, freshman year. He was a finalist, man. But freshman FCS Freshman of the Year award with Shedeur, man. I thought that was pretty cool that they teammates now, and to get him for 3 years. The thing about him, no disrespect to any of the running backs that we currently have on our roster, but I have my faves. I guess it's a prototypical type that I like when it comes to running backs. I like downhill runners. I like runners that can put put their hat on somebody, man, and really go and go through the hole, can take a hit, can actually enforce, some pain, kind of similar to Peyton Pickett. I was a fan of Peyton. I think Saban is a prototypical hard-nosed old school throwback style running back, man. And I think we signing him, it solidifies the running back room. Because I think even with the ones that we had, like I said, last time I was on, I mentioned, all of our running backs, and it still wasn't very, what should I say? It wasn't too fulfilling for those that
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm excited that Tyson Alexander's coming back. He's healthy, and big fan of Tito and his story, as well as J.D. Martin. But that, to me, they all three of them was very similar. Moultrie, a little bit physical, a little bit more physical than maybe the other three that I just mentioned. But Savion is a different type of running back. I mean, he's the MEAC is a blue collar smash ground and pound style league, and anytime you can play in that conference and do what he was able to do, almost 1,000 yards rushing, that's rare anyway. HBCU football, it's rare to get a running back to get 1,000 yards, man, and because it's everything so running back by committee. So you get one of them every down backs. I know that's the type of, we got a really good running back coach, Coach Flea, Gary Harrell. He liked those 3 down running backs. And he recruited Ezra Gray. Shout out to Ezra. Got a chance to go sign with the USFL. Yeah, with the Breakers.
Shout out to him.
Him and McLean from Southern, man. Shout out to them, man. And but if you look at that style of running back, we could say Savion kind of fits that mold, same type measurables as a Ezra Gray, and but I'm ecstatic about it. I was like, that right there tells us that they're serious about the coaching staff, not they. The coaching staff was very serious about putting the emphasis on the running game. Now, shout out to Corey C, head of the Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club podcast. He said a long time ago that the coaches running back wasn't a priority. We wanted to solidify our offensive line first and foremost. And then after that, then we'll come back and we'll round it out from there, And I think that's what they did, man. So getting Savion is like, it kind of, for me, I think it kind of hushes up those people that love those type running backs. Like, all right, shut up about running back now. Let's move on.
Looking at y'all depth at running back, man, like, you got the speed with Caleb. You got the shiftiness with Tyson. Now you got the downhill with Simeon. Man, I don't even know how you. That's why I'm not a coach, right? I don't know how you even get all these dudes implicated in the offense. But it's going to be very exciting to watch, man.
Honestly, it's up to the players. It ain't for the coaches are going to do what they do, but the players got to go out and earn their minutes at practice. Somebody said, man, how we going? Is he going to get the snaps? So some folks is worried about how well. What about the style of offense we run? Is he gonna really get those? Look, man, anybody know the air raid? You can't run that air raid, man, if you ain't got no running game. That's just how that works. If you go and look at Nevada's offense, they running back, he 8, man. But here's the thing. You're gonna run a lot of single back set when you're spreading a lot, when it's a spread offense, you get, 3 wide receivers and a tight end, maybe a running back, or single running back. You're not gonna really have that blocker anymore in front of you. So when you don't have that, you need a running back that can kind of carve out his own, that can hit that hole. I'm not a fan of that hole is right there and then you bounce it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with the bounce out and the go for the home run style. But if you remember USC, man, they had Reggie Bush and they had
Wendell White.
Wendell White, man. I was Wendell White. It was thunder and lightning, man. I like lightning, don't get me wrong. But that thunder, man, was what you need, especially in goal line situations when you just need a running back to put his nose down and, like Marshawn Lynch said, run through a face.
Yeah.
So I like that. And then the biggest thing about him, 3 years of eligibility. I love, man, our youth, man. Yes. We're such a youthful team. And I love it, man. We got him for the next 3 years. Hopefully he'll be in the Jack State uniform for the next 3 years.
Facts. It's a very exciting time, honestly. Hey, shout out to Good Lawyer before we keep it moving, man. My SC brother,
That's dope,
you
man.
always,
You got the
yeah,
whole
you
dub.
always come through donating $20, man. I gotta let you know you much appreciated. All right. Now, before we get into the comments, I got one more thing I want to ask you. So I think around last week, Jackson State, they got the #1 quarterback in Oregon, Jackson Jones, 3-star kid. Didn't you see? Not too long afterwards, he decommitted and committed to Washington. And when I
Yep.
commented, I was like, damn, he decommitted real fast. And his mother, I think it was his mother, actually hit me up. And she said, which is why I wanted to fact check with you, because I wanted both sides of the story. She said that when they took the visit, they didn't receive any love, like from anybody. So they didn't kind of like that, and they decided to go to Washington. But I'm like, I didn't think anybody was on campus when they visited. So I'm like, how does that work? But like maybe I want to know what happened with that situation.
No, I'm not going. I'll do this, man. I'm not going to question Mama. I'll say this: perception is reality. Even if I did feel like we showed love, if they didn't feel like it, that's how it is when it comes to recruiting. I mean, I'll say this: I met JP Andrade, his mom. Flying out to the spring game, and I met the mom, the dad, the brother, showed mad love. And I say that because their son is a grad transfer. I mean, and he got 1 year to roll, and he's playing behind, freshman of the year quarterback. I mean, everybody expects Shador to start, but again, they were very, they really, really have embraced the Jackson State brand and culture, and they Tigers, man, and they love it. And they got a good relationship with Coach Bartoloni, who's from Cali, from where they're from. And but it could be totally opposite on the other side for someone else. So if she said it, then I'm not gonna question that. I'm not even gonna comment on it. Wish the kid the best. It would have been nice to have depth, but we got 5 quarterbacks right now, and we'll roll with what we got. Ideally, we want to have Shador carry the torch all the way through the season, but I feel really good about JP. If anything happens to Shador, hopefully that doesn't happen at all. So we'll see.
So you would make are you pretty comfortable in saying that JP is like second behind Shador? Or we don't know yet.
Oh yeah. I mean, none of us really know who's gonna be, because one thing we learned about Coach Prime, you earn your reps, man, at practice. That's how they get down, man. I mean, we saw. If you don't believe me, go look at the cornerbacks. I think Al Young was the most consistent that started. At cornerback, it was a rotating, from week to week kind of thing, because you can't have a bad practice when you got this kind of depth, man. You know what I mean? You got to bring it every day, no days off. And those players that go out that's willing to embrace this kind of environment, this kind of culture, it's a new day for HBCU football. No longer the days where you just show up to HBCU campus and just think that you automatically start from the day you get out of the car. Right. You got to go put that work in, man. So from my estimation, I think JP fits. I like what I saw in the spring game. He tested Travis, and Travis showed him what he was made of. But overall, one of the things I really like about him is his pocket presence. He understands the offense. Very familiar with the style of offense we play. He got some wheels too, man. He can get out if if the pocket collapse, he can get out and make some runs and get some first downs for us. So I like him. I mean, I like Norman. Norman's young, but will he get the reps? I'm not sure. I like Matt Vitale. A little smaller, but he's agile. But Grayson was there. But if I had to go out on a limb and take a wild guess, I would say JP would be QB2.
All right, I like it. Now let's get to what everybody came to see. So
what everybody talking about, huh?
So Nick Saban made some comments. I think he was in front of his boosters and his people for Alabama, and he got a little too comfortable with some of the stuff he was saying, basically insinuating, at least what I took from it, basically saying like, Texas A&M, they buying players. I don't even know how he got to Jackson State, but he did. Jackson State paying a player $1 million and then bragging about it, which is utterly like just ridiculous and false, right? But I just want to know what was your thoughts when you saw that clip, because I'm looking at it and I'm looking at him say, we never had to conduct business like that, and I'm like, you since 2009, you've had 46 first round picks, my boy. You mean to tell me that in your tenure at Alabama, with those 46 first round picks, you never had to pay any one of them? You ain't had to pay Trent Richardson. You ain't had to pay Mark Ingram, Derrick Henry. You just went to the hood, told them boys, I want you to come to Tuscaloosa, Alabama to come play ball. And they just went for it with no incentive.
Yeah,
Tua family came from Hawaii to Alabama.
Come on, man.
Come on. Like, you feel me? So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, Nick Saban's first season 7-6, and then he went from after a 7-6 season, he had the #1 signing class the following year. It's like, I know he won that chip over in LSU, but come on, man, we all know what's been going on in college football for forever. Now, first thing first, my take is when I first heard it, I was more like, wow, I was surprised, man. I was shocked. A little hurt because I'm a fan of Nick Saban, man, or at least I was. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, you when you're in this space, when you went to HBCU and you're in the trenches, we all know what we have to deal with anyway, and we went out and hired Coach Prime, and we've been on this new wave, man, this new resurgence of HBCU energy, and it's a dream come true that we, all the things that's happening for us as a university and as a football brand and program. But when you throw that out there, man, first thing first is false. That's the first thing. I was like, come on, man, you can't do that. He could have left us out. So once you get you deal with the emotions of it at first. I put out a tweet saying, damn, I think we were having a spaces, and I saw it, and I'm like, wow, did he really just say that?
Right.
And I said, at this point, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm like, damn, you start thinking like, okay, this man basically threw us out there, kind of threw us under the bus and said we done paid $1 million a player, and it could send a bad message. But then immediately I was like, you know what? Nick Saban just basically told the world that Jackson State is a threat, man. You know what I'm saying? And somebody may take it the wrong way and say, well, oh, Jackson State ain't no threat. Like, listen, man, we're not talking about Jackson State as a threat to go beat Alabama or compete right now for a national champion. That's not what we're saying. Mm-hmm. It's like having the top. It's like Obama saying, yeah, I was pilling around YouTube, man, and I was looking for some content, and I stumbled upon this guy named Kobe, man, and this CFL podcast. Mm. And then he gets to talking about the biggest YouTuber in the world. I don't know who that is. Hey, man, when you shout out, when it's who said it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's who said it. And you got to, I think we all can say Nick Saban has been the standard of excellence when it comes to coaching. Like, that's who you aspire to. 6, 7. Now, I think what does he have? 7 national championships?
Yeah,
now?
About 7, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, that's where you're trying to get to in a program. But then it came off as what was disgusting about it was like, you went on this rant, and everybody knows that when NIL first came out, when it was first legalized, there really was no real, restrictions on anything. It was kind of a free for all. It was a period of time where it's new. There is no real structure to it, and Texas A&M took advantage of it. Texas A&M learned what they needed to do. They did it within the realm of whatever was. That's why there won't be any like issues or any type of like violations with Texas A&M. They operated within the realm of what was possible, and it's a free fall. Right. And then it came down to, who had the most money. So for me, it was like Nick Saban in there basically talking to his money folks saying, look, y'all got to step y'all game up. You got to get your money up. We got out money by Texas A&M over here, who done bought the #1 class. And then you got this dude over here in Jackson making up all this freaking racket. And then he done stole the #1 player, so that was kind of my take on it. And then after the emotions went away, I was like, you know what? Thank you. You just gave us some momentum, brother. You just put us back on national TV again. Because remember, everybody has kind of forgot that, I ain't gonna say they forgot. Travis Hunter signed. We passed the spring game. It's just like anything. It's what is it? Shakespearean quote: "Familiarity breeds contempt." And it's like you eat spaghetti. If spaghetti is your favorite dish, you eat spaghetti 7 days, 7 days in a row. By the time you get to the end of the week, you're like, man, I don't want no damn spaghetti. Travis Hunter is the spaghetti in this analogy. After a while, it kind of dies down, and it like Grambling has a good signee, and Southern does something big, and then FAMU does something big. So what happens is it kind of brings it on down. It brings it on down. But then when Nick Saban said what he said, he really just basically put us back in the limelight again. So all you saw yesterday, everybody that went on news was talking about what Deion Sanders said, and he didn't say Deion's name. He said Jackson State.
Right.
So as a result of that, man, we saw a lot of love from all around HBCU world, just kind of coming in support, saying, "Look, man," Coach Prime come out and said, "Look, man, we ain't got no money, and we basically, why y'all got a problem with us saying that we sold a player on, our culture and what I think he said one of our players to come play for you what he said on Twitter. I can't quote it verbatim, but it was more like, okay, cool, let's ride this wave. I think you'd agree the momentum was there, and then you see how. So I thought, here's what I thought was smart. I don't know if they did this, and the day or yesterday, man, I saw so many freaking offers go out from Jackson State. I said the coaches, these are bad dudes, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I was like, I haven't seen this many tweets at one time on one day since the first day. Remember when Coach Prime first got hired at Jackson State, and he said he gonna go hit the ground running and go start recruiting, and then all of a sudden you see all these Jack State offer, and it popping up all over Twitter. We saw that yesterday. And then you follow that up today.
Like 30 kids?
Man, it was a lot. It was a lot, man. And I'm talking anywhere from, class of 2022 all the way to 2025, man. Just a bunch of offers and riding the wave and the momentum. But my tweet was simple. Nick Saban said two things. He did two things. Said Jackson State was a threat, and number two, he basically opened himself up for the skeletons in their closet to be exposed. Because usually when you come for somebody, then people start exposing you. So I think he put himself in a really bad spot. That's why you saw him kind of backtrack and try to take it back or whatever. So, the apologies, whatever. Jimbo come back and basically, like as they said, he ethered the man, sent a nuke bomb to Tuscaloosa, basically burnt the bridge, told him to hell with you and don't ever call me again. We ain't friends no more.
Yeah.
But Coach Prime I got so much respect for Coach Prime, man. The way he took it, and the way he said something that I thought was real. We all can learn from that. Don't react right away, because usually if you do it emotionally, you're probably going to say the wrong thing. So he let it simmer down a little bit. Then he gathered himself, and then he came back and gave his response. And I thought, it's out there now. He sat down with the reporter and said what he had to say. He went on I Am Athlete, and I love what he had to say. Number one, we got an $8 million athletic budget. Nick Saban make well over $9 million a year. Like, right. Dude, you make way more money than we have to offer a player. And then two, the thing that I didn't like about, and I say this and I shut up, let you jump back in. I don't like the fact that he said, because this is what he said. We did it the right way. Mm-hmm. Jackson State paid a player. I'm going to skip all the other names that he mentioned. Jackson State paid a player $1 million to sign And then they bragged about it then they went and bragged about it. You can read it in the newspaper. People got to understand that NIL, there's nothing illegal about an NIL deal.
Right.
Institutions, universities cannot issue NIL deals.
Mm.
The institution has nothing to do with the NIL. The NIL is a company entering in a partnership with a said athlete and paying them for their name, image, and likeness.
Mm.
When you insinuate that Jackson State paid a player, you're saying the only way they could sign Travis Hunter is they had to have done something illegal. You get what I'm saying? Because when you go look at the NIL rules for Mississippi, you got to be enrolled before you can even start receiving NIL deals.
Mm.
So he basically went out and lied and said that we paid Travis. We ain't got no $1 million. Where we gonna get it from?
You know, like I looked at it, I was like, how? You know, like where if Coach Prime ain't making $1 million, they not gonna get Travis. Like, come on,
we throw $1 million around like it's so easy to come. Man, I ain't got no $1 million, and it'll take me a couple years with my salary to get to $1 million. So I'm just saying, $1 million is still a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
And you talking about? I love what Coach Prime, his point. He was like, I'm not gonna pay a player more money than I'm making, because you really like ruin the fabric of what you're trying to build. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like now, if Travis Hunter can go and make $1 million through NIL while he's playing, then by all means, he has that legal right to do that now. There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But when you insinuate that y'all did everything by the book, you ain't got nothing to back up what you're saying, and you just throw Jackson State out there. He basically just said, he looked like a spoiled, entitled brat that lost his, I'm number 2 right now, so I'm gonna go sing and throw everybody under the bus. But while I'm at it, I'm gonna go out here and say we also don't need to let what happened over here happen again,
Mm.
So,
and what that whole situation reminded me of the DJ Khaled Tyler the Creator situation. He was mad that he didn't get the #1 album, and Tyler Creator got the #1 album, so now he's throwing shots, he hating, and all of that. Nick Saban, this is what he does. Like, he always complains when something doesn't go his way in whatever it is. And it's like, my God, you study winning these national championships. You study getting other teams' best players through the portal. What do you have to complain about, man? What do you have to complain about? And you're right, he did himself dirty, because Jimbo really did. He outed Saban without outing Saban.
He did. Basically, like,
history.
Go pick it up.
So, but like, I wanted to ask you, did you think there were any microaggressions or any kind of racial epithets in that rant from Nick Saban, or was it purely just him not getting his way?
No, it was in there too. I mean, when you really get down to it, it was. I'm not gonna say it was a racist statement. Racism is one of the most natural fibers of this country, man. Look at what we're talking about. We're talking about an HBCU. That means a historically Black college and university. Mm. When you get into the history, the historical data, historical factors of HBCUs, you go into the 1800s. So when most of these institutions had come into existence. So at that time, we were given schools and institutions to basically go be over there. We're free now. We're gonna create them something so they can go. And when you look into the history of that, up until the 1970s, around the 70s is when. Prior to that, it wasn't. I remember my pops in high school when he was still, high school was still segregated. He went through desegregation, and most of our parents, can tell their stories like that when it comes to that. So at one point in time, the top athletes, they only could go, if they were Black, they could only go to HBCUs. They couldn't play in Power 5, predominantly white institution like they can now. But when you think about that, this doesn't fit this ain't supposed to happen the way this thing is set up.
Right.
The NCAA historically has always been somewhat of a slave plantation type setup, you know, where the big suits get to sit up top, and then we don't know who it is. Like, who is the NCAA? Who's running it outside of just a regular face? All these different people making all these money, and then they're making all this money on the hands of athletes that can't really make a dime at the time off what they're doing. So when you factor in just college football, not to get too in deep with it, let's be real about this, man. You know, I mean, if you take the black athlete off of Alabama's roster, that's about 80% of the roster, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, without the top black athletes, and I'm not trying to, people see, this is the thing that you're not gonna do to me, because I'm straight up. I come, you know, straight up when we deal with this. Mm. When we talking about facts, man, miss me with that reverse racism stuff, which we're giving you data on what it is. You know, it is what it is. People want to hog tie you and back you into a corner as a black man and tell a black man that they can't talk about the facts of the matter. And then when we say something that's pertaining to the, you know, how this thing really is, then you got to start dancing and start being politically correct. No, we're not gonna do that. You know, we gonna tell it what it is. Under this construction the way it is right now, these predominantly white institutions it's been set up since the 70s, man, to take the top athletes are supposed to come to them under this current construct. But then you get this radical, this revolutionary that shows up and decides, you know what, I'm going to go where the have-nots are. And I'm going to use my power and my influence, and I'm going to basically go against the grain, go against the power structure, and basically I'm going to change the game. And he called it what? Leveling the playing field. Mm-hmm. Nobody believed that he could really do what he did until he landed Travis Hunter. See, this is what was necessary. See, as long as Deion was just talking, as long as he was just coming on making the cute videos, and he's just Deion, he's just like, but boy, oh boy, when Travis Hunter put that J hat on, you see what I'm saying? Mark, throw me that hat. Mm-hmm. That's when they said, oh boy, Houston, we got a problem. Shout out to Jane Houston, by the way. Then you get a Kevin Coleman. Because, see, this is the thing. We just in the baby stages of this, Cole. We just in the baby stages of this. Right. There's going to be another 5-star. I said this on the Spaces. There's going to be another 5-star that's going to sign with an HBCU not named Jackson State. Watch what I tell you. Mm. Then it's going to be another one and another one. And you and I both know this. The thing that that Alabama can't sell you the culture, because the culture ain't for sale, man.
Exactly.
And I mean, let's be real about something. Let's be real about something. Nick Saban and all those folks that wanted, they call them the Black Bammers. I ain't attacking nobody. By all means, do what you do. Mm. But you know what I ain't hearing nobody really talking about on these spaces that got these platforms? What? Because this is a real thing, man. I got a daughter that graduates high school on Tuesday that's going to be entering college next year, brother. Mm-hmm. We just had an event that took place in Buffalo, New York, where an 18-year-old white man just walked into a grocery store, man, and killed 10 black people, went hunting black people, man.
Right.
It happened in real life, brother. That's the country we live in. You can't dance around that.
Right.
So and believe it or not, people say, oh, man, you know, bro, that happened. And I'm going to tell you how that affected me. First time in my life I've ever felt like this. I'm not even kidding. I'm being transparent right now, because I'm on the point that we're talking about. There was absolutely some microaggressions and some racial undertones with the statement that he made. Mm-hmm. He said it without saying it. We ain't misinterpreting it. We ain't reading into it. No, I went into the Target, bro, because that messed me up, man. I ain't gonna lie, it messed me up. And then the worst thing, I watched the video, bro, for the one that was on Twitch. I watched the video, and it messed me up for some days. I went to the Target, man. I'm standing in line getting ready to cash out. And while I'm standing there, my mind says, what if somebody walk in this store, man, and start hunting black people? And then I honestly started turning. I turned around. I started looking like, okay, which direction would I run? And I'm just running. I'm simulating this through my head, bro.
Right.
And somebody, you might say, wow, that's ridiculous. No, bro, that's a real.
You got it. You have to think like that, honestly.
So what is he talking about? Keying on the tangent. No, I'm not. We're talking about the fact that, see, this new generation, we got to give respect to this new generation. See, this is a different kind of generation that's coming. And some of these kids don't care about none of that stuff, man. If these kids can go to an HBCU to a homecoming. I'll tell you like this right here. Southern's gonna have recruits at the Jackson State versus Southern game in Jackson. Jackson State gonna have recruits at that game. Grambling gonna have recruits at their game. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't sell you cannot, the culture's not for sale, man. And the way they got us is they made us not love our own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because we started loving their stuff so much that we forgot about ours. Right? So now what you see happening is you see this radical coach done got in the minds of this young man that's now Travis Hunter's a revolutionary now, man. I mean, when you really think about just college football, Kevin Coleman, shout out to let's talk about all the players that had big offers that signed with Grambling. I'm talking about out of high school now. The big players that signed with FAMU now. Because, man, look, a safe haven matters. And our institutions are able to provide something that we can't compete with them right now. We ain't got the best facilities, but we going to get there. If we continue to ride this wave and get this momentum, and this is what we saw. Because this is what we got. We saw a lot of people come out in defense of. Let me tell you what you hear. People start saying, "Oh man, when Deion leave, basically like, yeah, y'all just on a high right now, but boy, I can't wait to Deion leave," because that's what we always are waiting for, somebody to basically sell out and run to the FBS level and leave us, and we stuck, and now we back in the have-nots.
Right.
Here's what I'll say. Deion Sanders ain't at Grambling. They say, when Hugh Jackson leave, Deion Sanders ain't at FAMU. FAMU is on the uptick. Alabama A&M is on the uptick. Shout out to Alabama State. You know what I'm saying? Coach Eddie Robinson over there. Look at this man recruiting. A 5-star throw us in his top 11. Jackson State didn't make the cut of one of that 5-star, right? It was on Alabama State. I'm just saying, this is what happens. It's a small thing. And so, yeah, it was when you listen to his statement, he had ranted about Jimbo. He kept talking. He went on and on. And man, it was so out of place. It had nothing to do with what he was talking about.
Right.
So when somebody is talking and they've made their point, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. Jackson State did this too. So why are we saying we need to get our money up for Jimbo so we can protect protect status quo? We can't let Jackson State come over here, man, and start stealing our players. And then people want to come and attack Coach Prime because he's talking about he's our players, and then they want to talk about reverse racism. I'm like, come on, man, y'all, it ain't gonna fly. You know what I mean? So, one last thing, when you see HBCUs unifying and seeing black folk come out and white folk, it's all love. But when we talk about HBCU, we talking about predominantly black. So when you see black schools come out together and unify like the way we saw, I'm like, man, imagine if we could get on this level for real and we can really start getting that bag together and we can really start pushing the brand and the culture and start building our own stuff up, because they got what they got because of us. We did a show on that. We had Paradigm Prime. You can. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care. I don't care if you get mad. If you're watching this and the facts are what the facts are. Bear Bryant wasn't winning no national championships until he got whooped by USC, and Sam Bam Cunningham ran all over them because that game was that was the turning point. Now everybody's saying Paradigm Prime. We were talking in the chat today saying, boy, we put something out there. We caught a little criticism because of that show. But we were saying Coach Prime is the paradigm shift. And he started something that I don't think gonna stop no time soon because it done got infectious now, man. People see what's happening with Jackson State. It can't be just Jackson State getting all the players and beating the crap out of everybody. No, we need everybody. I want Southern to be at their best. I want Grambling to be at their best. I want FAMU to be at their best. You know why, Kobe? Because when we go play the Orange Blossom Classic and you got good versus good, that's a good brand of football, man. People want to see that. People want to see that. People pay for that. And guess what? You start seeing a 60,000 with Jackson State versus FAMU started look. Hey man, Bryant Denny Stadium look good when it's packed and sold out, but It ain't the same when you see Jackson State versus Southern. Them bands playing, and what do you say? 60,000 of us in unity, all for the. Come on, man. Hey, if y'all can love, if they, like I said, you ain't gonna make me feel bad about loving my own. Pro-black does not mean anti-white.
Exactly.
You don't tell me it don't mean that. Pro-black means pro-black.
And I do want to expand on that, right? Because when Travis made that tweet, and talking about, I got a mill, my mom's still in a 3-bedroom home with 5 kids. You seen people, a lot of Florida State fans, let me say that. You seen people in the comment section, one particular, he was like, maybe you just spent all your money on chains or something, like a real microaggression, right? And I looked at that comment and I got mad for a minute, but then I said, I'm so glad that you're showing your racism. I'm so glad that you got the Florida State in your bio, because I want these recruits to see this and maybe think twice. Maybe really reconsider going to an HBCU, because why would I want to be your entertainment when I know you only want me to run on that field on Saturdays and shut the hell up for the rest of the week? So do you think that it's going to be a bigger shift with this talent coming to HBCUs? And if so, when do you think that could happen?
I mean, next 5 years, man, is going to be it's going to really be the telltale on what we're doing, because here's the thing, people gotta understand. Coach Prime ain't gonna be here forever. Whenever he decides to leave, we hope he stay over a decade. He can put all his kids in the institution, in the university, and we're excited about that. But even if he do decide to go, guess what? It's gonna be Jack State gonna be a hot job, man. It's gonna be a hot job. Them facilities that he's helping us get on track, hey, them facilities still gonna be in place, baby.
Oh yeah.
The practice field ain't. He's not gonna load the practice field up, put in the truck, and ride out the Canton, Texas. That's gonna stay in Jackson. So hear what I'm saying. You give Jackson State the facility. That's what they always say. You go look at their facilities. You go look at that. Man, who is that? That Coach Chennis Berry is that? Is it my goodness, Benedict College? Use Benedict for example.
Man, I love.
When we start getting something, when you start giving us a little bit of that, hey man, it can definitely happen. So here's what we're gonna have to do. What we're gonna have to do is we got to put a good brand of football on the field. So we got to maximize the recruiting, which we've seen the uptick in recruiting. I keep saying 2022 is going to be a really good year, because there's going to be a lot of eyes on HBCU football. When you go put a good product on the field, I think there's going to be opportunities for some revenue sharing. With if we get the right TV deal, we need to get it. We really need to get that type of TV deal money. Because when you think about it, TV pays, man. If you don't believe me, go look at the contract that Tom Brady going to be playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But this dude already got a $350 million contract waiting on him just to go talk after he get done. So TV pays, man. Stephen A. Smith, $35 million. And we ain't count nobody's pocket. But what I'm saying is it can happen. And if you don't believe it can happen, my question is this right here. Listen, man. Go look at the Georgia defense from last season. Tell me how many white players you saw in there. And this is not a disrespect to any white players. I'm just telling you, Georgia had the best defense in all of college football last year, and every last one of them looked just like me and you. Mm-hmm. They're my little cousins and nephews and brothers and everything, right? Mm-hmm. If we can just get a third of just some of them players, everybody, because they can't. So here's what's gonna happen, and that's what me and Blue was talking about this. They just passed something to where you can sign over 25 players in a signing class, but you can't have over 85 scholarships. So even if you do give the big schools more ability to sign more players, these kids want to play, man.
Right.
And I'm gonna go back to Saban. Listen, no disrespect to Delaware State, man. That kid, I get it. The transfer portal is what it is. It's here to stay. I'm gonna look in the camera to your folks and say, listen, let me tell you something. Delaware State game ain't like a Jack State game, brother.
No, it's not. No.
So if you get a Travis Hunter to come to, I forget the name of the I don't have his name in front of me. We just offered a 5-star defensive lineman.
Pete Wood.
If you watch that kid's film, that kid there is Aaron Donald all over again, bro. I mean, unbelievable film.
Exactly.
Dude, everybody that's watching this, drop his name again.
Pete Wood. I made a video on him.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. So here's what he said. You got to look at what he said. It does not matter that Jackson State recruited me late. He said, I put Jackson State. He said, this is the offer I've been waiting on. And I put that offer right up there with my top 4. And then he goes on to talk about how he fits. Y'all keep thinking that these players ain't. Listen, man, we in an era that's different now. Kobe, when things used to happen, there was a school shooting when I was in high school, brother, in Mississippi. If you don't know, it was the Pearl High School shooting. A gentleman by the name of Luke Woodham went into Pearl High School and shot up and killed 9 people.
Right.
When you see that type of stuff going on, right? Here's what I'm saying. This is a social media era. Nowadays, we used to get that information that happened only on the news. We saw it 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 10 p.m. That's what the news time, right? Nowadays, anything that happens in the world is going to be right on your phone. You can see it right there. People going live, people got videos. So all I'm saying is this. When you see those things that are happening in the world, the blatant racism, the resurgence of racism rearing its ugly head again in this country, these kids see, you know what? I see how when Travis Hunter put that comment out there, I see how y'all treated him. Joy Taylor, who's on Colin Cowherd's show, said, all you recruits, pay attention to all of the people that's commenting negative things because you feel like you want to give interest to a black school. Right. Pay attention. And I'm saying when he said what he said, it meant the world, man, because it's like he's saying, look, I can fit in there. So I said, well, they better make sure they don't let us bring him to no big time game and he see what Travis saw. Because we got a good chance to sign him. I know the coach is going to do a full court press to go recruit him. They're going to do everything they can to get him. And we got a good chance, man. So all we need is the parents to continue to, you know what I'm saying, advise their kids that, hey, man, you know, culture matters. For the longest amount of time, we just didn't believe that our culture mattered. Everybody has a culture that they take pride in. We take pride in our culture, but when it comes to our kids in our schools, when it comes, you want your kid to go get the best education and get the best opportunity. We need more players to go to the NFL draft. So we got 4 this year. 4 this year. I know I'm long-winded. It's a loaded statement, but to get to where we're trying to go, it just started. We got 4 HBCU players to get drafted. Shout out to Josh Williams. Shout out to Jacoby Durant, James Houston, Jatari Carter. Kobe, if next year we double that number, then you add the XFL, then you add the USFL. Come on, man. When you start seeing HBCU players so they're going to start saying, you know what? There is no difference between me going here, going there. I can still get to my goal, which is to ultimately get to the NFL. Right. And the reason, and here's why NIL works for us. If I can make 200,000, let's take $1 million off the table. $1 million is for the top dogs. If I'm a 3-star athlete that's got a really good following in a certain particular place, and I can sign NIL deals, I could go to Norfolk State, get a nice NIL deal from the East Coast, and I could pocket a total of 150 to 200K in my tenure. Man, that's different than saying I'm gonna be broke for the next 4 years, so I got to go to the best possible place so I can get money. If I'm able to get money while I'm in school and still have a chance to go to the NFL draft, at HBCU, and I get the culture, and I get the family behind me, it's there. So we just need to continue to ride the momentum, continue to market and tell our story. We need you doing what you're doing. What you do every day is important. What Blue do, what Scotty do. I mean, what we do, Tiger Talk. And I'm saying names, Coach Walker, Coach Simmons, Cut Day. I'm naming all these cats that in YouTube, Swag Buzz.
My boy DJ Ron Cut, yeah.
DJ Ron Cut. Oh man, yeah. DJ, that's love right there. But here's what I'm saying. The point is we're telling our story, and this is attractive. Y'all getting views, y'all getting subscribers. Y'all going out there showing love, and they're saying, "Damn, I don't have to go to these big time schools only just to get this type of coverage." And that's what it takes, a village, man. We got a long way to go now. We ain't ready to go beat Alabama or Georgia. We still get smacked next year if we play at FBS school. But in the next 5 years, we got strong potential, man, to really be able to really get where we're trying to go. Now, if it's sustainable, we're gonna have to build our institutions up. We're gonna have to capitalize off this momentum, make sure we upgrade our facilities, make sure we continue to get our social media presence up. I'm talking about the institutions themselves.
Right.
We got to make sure our social media game is tight, our facilities are tight. We get that TV deal. We need the leadership of the conferences to continue to do what they do. Then we'll see. We'll see.
And you know, that culture is always going to be the biggest strength that one of the biggest strengths that HBCUs have, because sure, you can go to the Alabamas, you can go to the Clemsons, right? And you can get that glory on Saturdays, but there's 6 other days in the week. You ain't gonna get that culture the other 6 days of the week. You're not gonna see a bunch of people who look like you. You're not gonna see the Greek marching on campus. I mean, you might see it on PWIs, but it ain't the same. You know, you're not gonna get the parties. You're not gonna see those women. Like, you're not gonna get that 6 other days out the week. That's why you consider HBCUs.
Well, the college experience from a football standpoint is a 3 to 4 year experience. Mm-hmm. So what you're gonna see is a lot of kids take advantage of that opportunity to go to the predominantly the PWI. Mm-hmm. They go FBS and it works for them. Go by all means. Nobody. What we're not saying, because this is what I get sick of. I get sick of people that lack critical thinking I get sick of them having the ability to think that you can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. I hate the folks that listen to what we're saying and they think that we're saying one thing. Mm-hmm. We are not saying that you should not go to a Power 5 school.
Right.
We're not saying don't sign with Alabama if you get an opportunity to sign with Alabama. What leveling the playing field means is when you put that J hat on the same table as the Alabama hat, and that same young man has it, they feel like they could go to that institution and get the same opportunity. Listen, man, we not gonna ever, man, Neely, shout out to Uncle Neely, man. That's my brother from the pregame show. He was on with HBCU Game Day early with Tolly Carr. Neely said something that I thought was just powerful. And I'm going to quote him because he referenced the historical factors that took place with our institutions. He said, we just got to a point where we start getting some of these programs in our institutions that even offer high-paying jobs after the fact. Right. And what he was talking about basically is that a lot of HBCU grads we didn't really have that kind of salary power after we got our degrees when we entered the workforce that we may have the potential to do now. Mm-hmm. But when you factor in those PWIs, they always had the best programs and so forth and so on. And they had these, the generational wealth that was there. So there was a separation when it comes to boosters and the ability. There's not a lot of $1 million. Let's be real. There's not a lot of African-American $1 million boosters and donors that we have at our institution. Not saying there aren't any. So we don't want anybody to get offended and say that it ain't no HBCU grads that's getting the bag. We ain't saying that. You might be getting the bag, but my mom and my dad was a Jackson State graduate too. My dad was just a working class man, CPA, ran his own business, but he wasn't no millionaire. You know what I'm saying? He was able to throw a little something in the pot, but he couldn't go cut no check and not lose sleep about it tomorrow. I'm just saying. So when you look at where they are right now, they miles ahead of us, man. But you don't look at that. We can't sell against that. I'm in sales. There is no way that if I work for Coca-Cola, that if I work for 7-Up, so let's say 7-Up or Shasta or one of these old buddy brand sodas, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to sell the way they sell because I know I'm up against a juggernaut. I'm going to sell what's in my factory. So, man, forget the people that act like, because it says HBCU, heavy on the B, right? Right. What else we gonna sell, man? Let's just call it. Let's keep it a buck. True. I mean, it's built on that. So don't try to stop. If you stifle us and tell us that we can't sell the culture, we ain't got nothing to sell, man. We can't sell we ain't where we need to be on facilities yet. We're getting there. Some programs have good facilities. Alabama State, really good facilities. You know what I mean? I don't know everybody who got FAMU making some upgrades.
I think PV got facilities as well.
PV, I'm talking about magnificent
Yeah.
facilities. However, that's just one of a few. When you look at the mass majority of HBCUs, we not even close to. Man, there's high schools in Texas. I mean, in Texas, that got better facilities than half the SWAC. Man, let's stop playing. Let's not act like that ain't what it is. Now, I went to a high school in Mississippi, Madison Central High School, as a junior and senior, and we had better facilities in Jackson State when I was in high school. And I graduated in 2000, brother. And what is 2022 right now? I'm just saying, don't nobody come for me. I'm just keeping it a buck. Man, we had a turf field long time ago, field house, and we won a state championship in football in 99, my senior year. I'm just saying, like, that's kind of where we at with it. So when we're talking about what we're up against, I mean, it's not the same level, but you got to talk about how they got to that level and how they were able to get to what they got right now. It's the black athlete, and I'm using what I mentioned earlier. Bear Bryant felt like there was value there because when they got whooped, he was like, "Look, I know we're in the deep South, but if we want to keep up, we got to go recruit these bigger, stronger, faster kids." And then when it happened, that was the only way you can go to a PWI. You had to be stronger, faster, tougher. You had to run, man. You had to go shuck and jive for the and you go into the history of that. Many of them could play, but they didn't still have the same privileges. Man, go into the historical factors of that. You couldn't, you was on it, you played, but you didn't get the same privileges as your teammates.
Right.
Then you need the Jackie Robinsons and the historical fact, a lot. We know the history of that. Mm-hmm. And then we got to a place where things were accepted, and then we was like, all right, I ain't going back over here no more. So HBCUs was kind of like, if you went to HBCU, you really wasn't that dude. And then there's still a lot of that going on out there, but we need more Travis Hunters. Mm-hmm. We need more Kevin Colemans. We need more, FBS transfers that decide, you know what, I played good minutes, but I'm gonna go over here and go play at a HBCU. We need that because it's gonna take that in order to do that. And somebody may say, well, if we're doing that, then what's the difference between you and them? No, what we're saying is that if you're gonna have a program, these football funds most of all our programs. We got a lot of, we don't want any Title IX issues. You got to have, sports, but there's a lot of non-money generating sports. So you got to be able to, operate in a black when it comes to these programs. Still a business at the end of the day. But we want to let our student athletes in high schools and parents know, look, you can come to HBCU, get a great education. You know what I'm saying? You got a safe haven for your young man to develop from a young boy to a young man, and they can get that same exposure. And the same development and the same they Travis Hunter is the low hanging fruit. But what about Jacoby Durant? And I'm not saying I mean that, like, yeah, they whooped us, and I'm not even on that game anymore. I just appreciate his story. You know what I'm saying?
Working at FedEx.
Work. I'm just saying, man.
Come on,
just saying. So if he can do it, a 5-star can do it. Come on, man. We just got to get more of them to come, and there's a lot of work to be done, and we got a ways to go. But listen, we ain't focusing on what ain't and what isn't. We focusing on what is and what in the momentum that we're riding. And I'm telling you, man, right now, 2022 is going to be the best football season that we've seen in decades in the SWAC. I'm telling you that right now.
I believe that as well. Honestly, I do.
The brand of football is going to be better, much better. I believe. Very competitive. It's going to be very interesting, and it ain't going to just be Jackson State.
And let's get on Coach Prime and his response. He did go on I Am Athlete. I saw a little bit of his response, but I mean, some people felt like there were people who felt like he didn't come hard enough, and there were people who felt like that was perfect, right? Because you don't want to ruin the momentum that you have going for Jackson State and yourself. So where do you fall in between that?
I thought his response was perfect. And the reason why I think it was perfect because it's not the. So here's the thing, man. I'll use this analogy because this is a question that was asked. I mentioned what happened. Our heart go out to all those that were affected in the tragic incident. But what it brought to light was a conversation in regards to the way the police handles someone that doesn't look like you and I, that goes out and commits such a heinous crime, versus someone that does look like me and you, and they didn't do nothing nearly as close to that, and they wound up losing their life.
Right.
So I think based off of that, just that one factor alone, the rules are not the same, brother. The rules are not the same for Coach Prime as it would be. Somebody say he no. If Coach Prime goes out and just turn up and just acts like a plumb fool, then everybody who wants to throw off on Coach Prime and call him, out of his name and he just another, whatever. And when we get out of character, it's going to be highlighted at a far greater measure than it would be if somebody else. So you have to factor that in when you're going out. That's why I said one of the key things he said in his response on I Am Athlete was, you never want to respond with emotions. You know what I mean? But consistently, his character, from what I've seen since he's been our coach, and I've never seen him like really get out of character. He's always been very even keel when it comes to his word. Now he'll fuss at practice with the players and get on them or whatnot, but he's a man that don't curse. I mean, a lot of us are just projecting what we feel like what we would have done. But I'll say this right here. There's a lot of times that have happened. You got a job just like I got a job, man.
Right.
Something happened to me on the job. I can't go in there and act like I'm now, it's a little different than if it's at the gym. I might turn up at the gym because it may not cost me much if I use a couple swear words and we might even get into a little tussle. And then we shake hands and be like, all right, man, all love, bro, whatever. But if I do that at the gym, it could cost me my livelihood, man. So I'm saying when it comes to that, Coach Prime is teaching us all that you can get the same results, man, without using ignorance. You don't have to be ignorant to get your point across. Mm-hmm. You don't have to put on your you don't have to go put on your kente cloth and act a damn fool because somebody said what he said. He was like, look, man, I peep gang. That man wasn't even really talking about me. He was talking about his boosters, and we just caught a stray bullet. We caught a stray bullet because he was trying to basically tell his boosters that they need to get their money up. That's what. But I love that he said you can't talk about me in public, but then want to have a private conversation.
I love that part.
I'm a man's man, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a principled alpha male, straight up and down. I'd rather deal with you straight up, man. Don't do that to me. There's some folks that's in this space that's I don't always agree with, but we can have a man-to-man conversation and we can hash out our differences. I tell you where I stand. You tell me where you stand. You say you don't like me. I say I don't like you more, and we go about our business. It is what it is. You dig what I'm saying? So just. Coach Prime's response was consistent with who he is as a man. We've never seen this man really get out of character. The only time I think I've ever seen Coach Prime really get out of character is when Tony Romo made the little comments about Deion can't tackle. He was like, Tony. He said, you talked about the address to the high road. He was like, hey, man, look, man. Leave me alone, Tony. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go there with you. But it's stupid to think that. I mean, there's some friendship there, man, and I think, this ain't the first time me and my brother. I found out my brother said something about me, man, that I didn't necessarily know that he had said until I found it out. You know what I mean? And then we didn't speak for a little while. After a while, it's like, you know what, bro, it's all love, man. We just kind of squash it and move on. But all you do in that situation is you tell your story, you combat the inaccuracies and the falsities of what he said, And then you seize the moment and the momentum. And you basically use his words against him to ride and basically make it even more painful for him. Because now he gonna go teeter with more of his recruits now. You know what I'm saying? The recruit, he gonna go get there. If I'm telling you now, if he go get that recruit right out of the backyard of Alabama, that 5-star, that D lineman, oh man, hey, that's a win to me.
And you and honestly, that's what I want to ask you, right? Because it was just too convenient of timing for him to release that statement after that happened. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, is this a chess move by Coach Prime?
I think so. I mean, Coach Prime is a great recruiter. I think we all can agree on that. But I don't think if we really want to, I know what you're asking, and you know what I can't say it like I really want to say it because we ain't go there. But Coach Prime ain't that dude, man. I think it's very ignorant for people to say, well, like, how do you judge a statement that a man, first of all, you can't really judge a statement that don't really affect you.
Mm-hmm.
He's the coach of Jackson State University. What was said, it hit him harder than it hit anyone else because, if anything, this is what they're saying. They're saying, well, Jack State ain't got no money. It's because of Deion. Deion, the one that got all these partnerships and you know what I mean? And then you go get Barstools and he using his influence to do something unethical. So it was a character shot at Deion, and Deion, all he got to do, Coach Prime, come back and just say, look, man, this ain't how I get down. And then he explained why he wouldn't do that. Then he goes and takes the conversation, and man, the dude took the moment and he made it a teachable moment for all of us.
So I don't even understand when people say, like, y'all only got this because of Deion. Why do you can't separate them right now? He's the coach of Jackson State. He is a part of Jackson State. Y'all are together. Like, is he not supposed to do this?
Well, we don't go and talk about, I mean, Nick Saban is Alabama. When you think about Nick Saban, you don't think about LSU. You know that he coached at LSU. You know that he coached at Michigan State. But when you think about Nick Saban, you're like, man, Alabama. We always that's an undertone too, man. When we're always trying to separate Deion, and that's also a form of insecurity too, man. It's also a form of like jealousy when you get down to it, because if I separate Deion, see, I can't do nothing with Deion because we all know Deion Sanders is a big figure. He's a famous person. I can't do nothing about that. But if I separate him from Jackson State, I can tear Jackson State down, because that's the only way I can really try to level the playing field when it comes to that. But I'll just say what this man has done has really, he's really embraced the mission and the calling that he has been called into, and he's doing work, man, that I would have never thought that he would have done. I would have never thought that he would have went and spent the whole day with Coach Vincent Dancy over in Mississippi Valley, and reaching out, trying to help them get better, help them upgrade and elevate themselves. And somebody somewhere was thinking, why would you go help them? And they turn around and beat us because we always thinking shallow-minded. We're not thinking about. We're not thinking about. That's the biggest trick that was ever played on us as Black people, man. The division. I'm telling you, man. A house divided is the weakest house on the block, man. You cannot do anything divided like the way we are as such a people. We got a long way to go from a unity standpoint. It's always every man for himself, and we frowning on the fact that another supposed to be foe is helping another one, and you see that out there. So I just think he speaks to his character. I've learned a lot since Coach Prime has taken over, and it gives you it gives you an example of how you can be. Another example, and he's one of many others that are doing great things. But I'm just speaking for as far as in this space, though. So.
All right, so guys, listen, the call lines is open. I do want to hear your comments. Maybe Ken can offer something.
Yeah,
We're gonna get to some calls, so I'm gonna go ahead and set up. I think I know who this is too. I think I know who this is. Hey, Mr. Ford, you hear me?
Hi, Mr. Ford.
Listen, I'm just filled with good feelings, brother Clark. Listen, man.
How you doing, brother?
I don't have nothing to say really, because You have filled my heart. I feel so good. But I want to say this to you, Kobe. You've got to come on more regular because there's too much ignorance on the airwaves right now. And this show tonight is a breath of fresh air. And I want to say this, and I know some of y'all going to get mad with me. But I was glad Nick Saban said what he said because two things he proved. Number one, he proved that Scotty and Blue are liars and deceivers. You know, both of them get on the air every night and let them tell it. Black colleges are inferior. The SWAC is inferior. Black people are inferior. And white people are godly. Let me ask y'all something. Do y'all remember Aaron Magruder? Do y'all remember Aaron Magruder?
Name sounds familiar.
Brother Clark, you remember Aaron Magruder?
I don't know who Aaron Magruder is.
The name don't ring a bell.
Let me tell you, Aaron Magruder was a brilliant, genius kind of a black guy. He started a show called The Boondocks. Do you remember that?
Yeah, The Boondocks. I'm familiar with The Boondocks.
It was called The Boondocks. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Well, let me just tell you this. This guy Magruder was so brilliant. He had a character in The Boondocks called Uncle Ruckus. Uncle Ruckus was a black man who hated the fact that he was black and hated black people. He said that Michael Jackson was a lucky bastard because he had vertigo and he looks like, no, I don't hate Scotty, but I'm going to tell the truth, that he looks like he was a lucky bastard because he looked like white folk. What I'm trying to tell you is a lot of that stuff that Scotty says, to me, that's an Uncle Ruckus mentality. Okay? Now, let me say this about you, Blue. I like your stats and all that, but then here's the thing I don't understand. You said over and over that Southern's schedule is trash, and you trash other people in the SWAC. You said their schedule is trash. I went and looked up Harvard's schedule. Harvard's in the FCS. Isn't that right? Kobe in Harvard in the FCS?
Yeah, they're in the FCS.
Okay, now listen, they play 10 games. They got 7 games in the Ivy League, and they play people like Howard University, Merrimack, Holy Cross. I don't see Scotty saying nothing about that. I don't see Blue saying nothing about that. But everybody in the SWAC is trash. Okay? Now, let me say this to Scotty, and this is why I say I like what Nick Saban said because he told the truth. See, if we're so inferior to Nick Saban and to the University of Alabama, why is he worried about what's going on at the black school? So that tells you he don't think we're inferior. You think that, right? You think that. But I just want to say that I'm not going to rump and rave, but I just want to tell Brother Clark, you have filled my heart tonight. And like you said about the plantation, that was a guy, Richard Lapachek. He runs a program down at the University of Central Florida. He said it in the 80s that the biggest plantation in America was the NCAA. He said that almost 35 years ago. So I just wanted to say that, and I don't want to hold up the line, but all this week I've heard nothing but about how black people are inferior, black colleges are inferior, and black people can't do nothing unless white people are involved and all that. So Nick Saban let you know he don't think black people are inferior. He's worried about it. Now, I'm going to end this by saying this. I don't know if y'all noticed it, but the commissioner of the SEC told Nick Saban to shut his mouth. And the reason he told him that is because he doesn't want the slaves to know what the slave master is talking about. Y'all have a good night, okay?
All right, you too, Mr. Ford.
Wow.
All right. So, Kim, like before you, I'm gonna let you. Let me just, listen. I understand how a lot of y'all feel about off script, or whoever. But y'all have to understand this is YouTube. Everybody is allowed to have their own platform and speak on their own views. So if you have some type of beef with Scotty, if you have some type of beef with Blue or anybody, respectfully, I'm asking you respectfully, do not bring that to the channel. I'm not about negativity over here. You will never see me beefing or speaking negative about anybody. on my channel. So respectfully, like, Mr. Ford, I don't interrupt people when they talking, when they come to my show, but just respectfully, let's just keep that on the positive side. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if Scotty caught in after that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Let me speak my piece on it. First of all, like I said, I don't I mean, he said what he said, how he felt about it, and I've actually talked to Scotty over the phone multiple times, and we had our little run back in the day, and Scotty will tell you I don't watch the show because I respect his position when it comes to Jackson State and how he feels about certain things, and he has that right. And like I told him, hey man, you got just as he has a right to have the show and the opinion that he got, and I got the right to watch it or not watch it. Now, that's about it. And if I had an issue with Scotty, I get with him. I'm gonna get on the phone. He got an issue with me, he'd get on the phone, call me. And that's how I want it. Because all I've said was, just don't put my name in it. Y'all see, I'm very outspoken. You know what I mean? And I'll know if I got something I want to say, I'll say it. But I ain't gonna fight no battle that ain't my battle right there. You know what I mean? I'm talking to Blue. I don't really watch. I watch some of the interviews, so I don't really keep up with all that like that. Don't bring no drum to my front though, because I like I told Scotty, and I'm saying this because his name was brought up, but he'll vouch for me if when it comes to that. Don't shoot at my house because I shoot back. That's all I'm saying. And I ain't gonna, I'm gonna give everybody respect. I'm gonna give you respect whether you like me or not, and that's how it's gonna be. That's how it should be. You know what I mean? Because I don't want things to go to where they can go. Because man, let me say something. Let me say this because I feel moved to say this, and I'm gonna tell you what I said to him. At some point, we gotta stop this shit. I mean that. At some point, we gotta stop it. It goes back to Coach Prime comments. At some point, the tit for tat is going to lead to somebody getting touched, and they're going to get touched the wrong way. And there's going to be a lot of information on wax that, that led to that. Now, I ain't saying nothing in relation to nothing to nobody. Y'all see my face and you hear my mouth moving. You see what I'm saying? I don't want it to ever come to nothing like that. I don't want nobody to get affected by the things that they have to say. And I'm going to say what I said on the spaces. Nobody owes Jackson State University positive commentary.
Right.
Nobody does. You can make a show every single day, and I'm not referencing Scotty or Off Script show. You can make a show every day saying, I hate Jackson State. You could title it Jackson State. I could give 2 flying flips about it because I ain't gonna watch it. I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm not on that type of time, man. I'm not on that energy, man. I got kids. You understand what I'm saying? I got a family. I got to make sure that's what I'm on right now. I'm on getting my bag. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when it comes to, real life, hey man, we gotta call it what it is. Like I said, Mr. Ford, I ain't expecting it. I don't think either one of us saw that one coming.
I did not expect that from Mr.
Whoa,
Ford.
but I will say this. I appreciate, if my words affected him and filled his heart, because I am pro-black. I ain't anti-white. One of my best friends white, man. And I don't say it like I got white friends, white partners, and some of the best folk that I've ever dealt with was white. But I also know there's that other element. Racism is live and well in this world, man. And racism, honestly, is about money when it comes down to it anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's about the haves and the have-nots. So, but there's a ugly side of this of things that's transpiring right now, and you're not gonna get me to hating what I ain't trying to hit that we ain't great bull jump. I'm gonna use co-prime word because I don't want to get the cussing and you see the real me come out.
Yeah.
And I keep swearing on here. Don't come over there with me with that. I don't feel like our institutions are inferior to anyone. All I said when it comes to our programs is we do not have the historical data on our side when it comes to our conference games. We haven't had the best brand of football that's been played. We got a ways to go, but we trending up. And if we continue to recruit the way the conference has recruited, we're going to see a better brand of football. And if you see a better brand of football, we start seeing revenue come through the door, we'll be able to get some of these things that folks have been able to say and been truthful about, that our facilities ain't what they need to be. And when our facilities match the culture, boy, then we really working with something. Now we working with something, Kobe, when we can match the two. So I ain't got nothing to do with none of that other shit, man. Just leave me out of that. Cause I don't want things to get ugly, man. You know what I'm saying? And they can get ugly. So
and you know, something else we gotta realize before I get to, I know it's a couple callers that are waiting for a minute. I'm gonna get to you, but something else we gotta realize, man, like this is social media is not real, y'all. Like this, like this is not the real world, man. Like the stuff y'all see on here,
it's a whole lot different when you typing on your phone, talking all that tough talk, and then you see a motherfucker in real life, and then it's like, hey, bro, that's all I'm saying. You ain't gotta be. Hey, listen, you ain't gotta be. Listen, I don't speak for the university. I'm, where my love at. It's D.I. Love all day long, man. So, we have a mission. I'm not gonna go out there. I can't go out there and say the wrong thing because it's gonna reflect back to the university. I don't want that kind of heat coming to the university or somebody texting me saying I said the wrong thing, because that has happened. So I've had to learn how to navigate within this space, Kobe. I gotta give respect to you. If I don't agree with you, I'll share something, and I hope Blue don't mind. Since he mentioned Blue, I'm not on any of the other stuff. So there was some things that was Blue and I had some conversations over Twitter, and somebody said something about why he was allowed to come into space and cover, and he thought I didn't like the comment. He thought I did. You know what I mean? So I actually commented, anybody could cover us. Why do we not want folks to come and cover our conference? Like, okay, so what? He's an outsider and he was covering FC. It don't matter.
And Blue's been very respectful of the HBCU space. Like he hasn't been out of line.
Blue gonna have his opinion. This is all I'm saying. I'm saying, you know what? Because of how I move, Blue felt like he could reach out to me directly and say what he felt. And that was, we was able to find some clarity, and we got to talking about football. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you come man to man. See, my character speaks for itself. And I think anybody feel like I'm approachable. You can reach out to me, but what you're not going to see is you're not going to see Ken Clark out on the airways being disrespectful to nobody. I ain't got no beef with nobody except Southern on game day. Yeah, I said it. Southern Jaguars. That's all in good fun though. But no, I hope we can find ourselves in a positive light, man. We got momentum, man, and we clean it up. And if it applies to you, fine, clean it up, man. We can. I told you, stay neutral, dog. Stay neutral. You can still be objective about Jackson State and still be. We do it all the time. You see what I'm saying? If you stay neutral and speak the facts, who gonna argue with the facts?
Right.
That's my take on it. If you're gonna cover the conference, but I speak for Jackson State. We always have to say. Me and Zoe say this all the time. This is not with my blue and white glasses on, because we have to give a disclaimer that we're not just being a homer. But go ahead, man. Take the next caller.
All right. I'm pretty sure y'all know who this next caller is.
Who that is?
Called in. All right. Hey, Mr. Ford, if you watching, bro, I can't save you. Scotty, my boy, you live.
Hey, what's good, CFL?
What's good, bro?
Hey, you called that one.
Hey, man, listen. So people have been blowing me up in all type of messages and calls telling me what's going on. So I had to watch it back to come forward. Listen, man, like, I don't have any disposition towards Mr. Ford. He's an elder. Like, you know what I'm saying? He is what he is. He's a staple in the HBCU community. I mean, he's a walking freaking, like, historian. So it's no disrespect towards him. He has his right to have his opinion, and I'm cool with that. And Ken Clark said what he said about me is absolutely correct. We've had discussions on the phone. We both have an understanding for what it is. He told me, don't shoot at his house, because he's going to shoot back. And I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But for anybody that has a problem with me, I have a live call-in show for a reason. You can have the conversation with me personally. It's nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? He can call me Uncle Ruckus. He can feel however I feel. I'm going to always rock with my boy Blue. CFL, I appreciate your position on, just keeping it positive. But listen, I'm not going to come on here and bash Mr. Ford. That's not how I get down.
If he has something to say to me, he can come on my platform and say it. It's just that simple. Why jump on yours? Why jump on everybody else's to talk negative about me when you haven't even said nothing about me? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, like I said, I'm cool with it. It don't matter. For anybody who didn't think I got the message, I got the message. All right, so y'all can stop DMing me and Twittering me or whatever. All right, but y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. Appreciate it, and y'all stay blessed.
All right, bro. You too.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, it's somebody who called in named Anonymous. I'm kind of scared to let you talk, but I'm gonna
let him talk, man. It's all good. It's Friday, man. Get you. I'm about to go down. I'm about to go pull up some Douce, man, because it done got hot up in this joker, man. Go ahead. Man.
Hey, calling you live.
You ready?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, yo, this Moosey, the dude, I go underneath the banner. I got a couple for Esquire. You hear me?
Yeah. Speak a little louder though.
Okay, hold on. Let me take it off speaker. All right, so getting back to.
I guess he accidentally hung up on himself. All right. Calling you live.
Yo.
What's going on?
Yo, man, it's Coach Brian from Savannah, man.
Hey, Coach Brian, what it do, homie?
How you doing, Coach?
Yeah, what it do, man? Hey, man, Kobe, man, keep doing what you're doing, man.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep dropping us with that info, man. We need it, man. But for real, though, like, me personally, man, I feel like Nick said he made a coward move.
Yep.
So, like, he made, it was just a coward move, man. And real talk, man, it's time for black colleges to get the notoriety that we deserve, because really back then, shoot, you go to back then we was at HBCU, shoot. We was at HBCU, 5-star players come from HBCUs, and we had abandoned that and went to the PWIs and made the PWIs good. So I'm glad that Dion stepping up, you feel me? Because this is what we need, man, for real, man. This is what we need, bro. It's time to bring our culture back, bro.
Facts. Appreciate that, Coach.
Yeah, no problem, man. I just see what y'all doing, man. Y'all doing good stuff, man. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for JSU over Bama any day of the week. You know?
No doubt. Hey, no, you know, I want to throw in there that, you know,
and I'm calling that game, man. Hey, 2024, JSU versus Bama. I like JSU by 14.
Hey, we gonna say this now. We gonna clip this. We gonna say this. We gonna hold you to it.
Y'all gonna say
that's a whole different show, man. That's a whole different show right there, boy.
All right, hey, I appreciate the call, Coach.
Give us so.
Hey, man, no problem, man. Y'all have a good one, man.
You too.
No doubt. Let me throw one thing in there because this comes to mind. I just wanted to say, because this is another thing that always seems to come up that kind of grinds my gears a little bit, Kobe. When we're shining a light on what Coach Prime has done in a short period of time, in no kind of way are we trying to diminish the light on those that have already been in this space doing the work and fighting a good fight.
Right.
I want to admonish them to ride the wave, take the momentum or whatever, and now capitalize on, and many have been doing it, but every now and again you hear that, well, you know, this was going on long before Coach Prime. Coach Prime is one of one. I ain't never seen nothing like this. And ain't nobody there was no figure doing anything that propelled HBCUs to the front room, to the front and the top of the conversation like he has been able to do. And HBCUs are taking they riding the wave as a result of it. But go ahead. I just wanted to say that.
Let me see.
Who we got next, man?
Calling you live.
What's up, y'all?
What's up? Who this?
Oh, this y'all talk? How you doing, y'all talk?
Yes. What's up?
All these families go in front of me. I'm kind of offended by that.
Hey, I saw a couple names pop up. I just had to get to it.
Hey, when you finally get your channel going, I gotta come on that thing, y'all. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
facts. Me too. Now I want to be on it too when you get that channel going.
Oh, June 1st, shameless plug. But I just wanted to say I thoroughly enjoyed y'all. I've been waiting on this all day because I knew it was gonna be the icing on the cake of everything that's been going on this week, and I just really appreciate what y'all doing. Man, if we ever figure out how to work together in this flesh space, we will be.
I'm gonna say this. We gonna work together. We gonna figure this shit out. I mean that because that's really what I'm learning from our coach, Coach Prime, is that, man, unity is the key. Strength in numbers, man. I'm gonna keep saying that. Strength in numbers. Nobody can tell our stories better than us. Yes, Tiger Talk covers Jackson State. There needs to be a Tiger Talk for every single HBCU institution in the country. Need to have somebody represent that program telling their story.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I 100% agree. But we gotta push the issue to the front. We gotta call it out and call it spade. Otherwise, nothing's gonna happen. We've been having a lot of uncomfortable conversations here lately, and that's exactly what we need to continue to do. So I just wanted to call and I appreciate y'all and just
appreciate you.
I look forward to doing this again.
All right, thank you so much for calling in, y'all. Talk.
Hey, she said we have been having a lot of uncomfortable conversations, but I appreciate what happened with Nick Saban because it made us have to have this conversation. I mean, this conversation is just we just scratching the iceberg, Kobe. It's so many more conversations to come from this, so many more individual conversations in regards to the undertones and all of the stuff that's coming with that. But we coming, man. We coming.
Right. And I just want to say for everybody watching Yard Talk HBCU, go follow that channel, please. Like she said, she finna hit real soon. And when she coming with that heat. All right, if y'all follow her on Twitter, y'all already know how she come. All right, her what she talks about on Twitter is just very entertaining. I always love to see her perspective on things. So please go subscribe to her channel right now and be ready because she coming. Yard Talk HBCU. Right here she is, right here. She's coming. All right, caller, you've been waiting for a minute. You are live.
Who that?
All right, peace, brothers. How y'all doing?
Peace and love,
doing,
baby.
Sir?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I've been following the podcast for a while. Ken, I haven't really, I've watched the 1400 Club, a little. I need to watch more, but I am, rolling with Jackson State. Ever since Coach Prime came on the scene. I really appreciate the things that's going on. I'm calling out of NC. I did go to homecoming, and I was part of history in the making. And
appreciate
I just want to say, the thing about Nick Saban is, it's a lot of pressure, obviously, that Jackson State's president is starting to put on these Power Fives, evidently, because he has time to have JSU on his mind, right? So the trajectory is great. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that he said it because now all the platforms that he was reaching has heard the word Jackson State. As if they didn't hear it already, they heard it again. So I think recruits are going to hear this, and there's always a positive that can come out of what may seem to be a negative. You know what I'm saying? That's free promotion. That's promotion Jackson State didn't have to pay for.
That's absolutely right. Millions of dollars in marketing.
I don't know how y'all feel about that.
Man, I agree 100%. No, I said I agree 100% with what you just said. He gave us $1 million in marketing for free.
Absolutely. That's like million with Gilly saved $1 million worth of games.
Yes, sir. I mean, when you think about it, you had Jackson State. You had Jackson State on the TVs in every household in America, and we didn't have to move a finger, spend $1 to do it. And thanks be to Nick Saban because of who said it. Again, if like I told Kobe, if Obama would have mentioned Kobe Orr, we would have all been Googling Kobe trying to figure out who he is. You know,
Man,
I'm just saying. Sometimes you need certain people to name you, and he don't even realize he really just woke that giant up, man. We were already coming, but now you gave us some juice. All right, and I'm gonna say that this is why I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say this. You know why? Because Kobe can attest to this. Kobe, we was a part of the recruiting for the spring game. You know, Tiger Talk and CFL podcast along with the pregame show being primary, but we had some recruits that was kind of we wasn't quite sure. This fallout with Nick Saban happened. Boom, committed. Boom, committed. Boom, committed. Man, we got 3 commits. We just had a commit from D lineman from Fresno State, Savion Wilkerson. Then we get my I ain't gonna say I might get in trouble, but my favorite, Patrick Willis, man. Come on, man. Offensive lineman.
Yeah, I was happy for that.
State. I've been waiting. I'm like, well, maybe we ain't gonna get him. And then just like that, boom, he drops the commitment, and I was like, there was no greater time. Then we get Trace Young in basketball. We get you got to seize the moment, and that's why I said thank you.
Hey. Yeah, we need more, and more is coming. we need more. More is coming, and I'm excited for the season. You know what I mean? If either one of y'all want to drop, you know, some unforeseen or unknown knowledge right now, I appreciate that, because like I've been waiting to see who's the latest commitment. I'm waiting for like a more defense. You know what I'm saying? I particularly want another defensive lineman. I don't know. I'm greedy.
Well, we got him.
Yeah. They just got one. It's a video. I think you gotta go back on the channel and look. But hey, thanks for the call, man.
No problem. Continue doing your thing, both you gentlemen, and go JSU.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, brother. Go Tigers.
Hey, Russell Haynes. Listen, I love South Carolina State. Okay, we South Carolina boys. You know this. This ain't y'all show. This ain't y'all show. Stop trolling in here. Stop trolling in here. I love y'all. I promise I do. This ain't y'all show. All right?
Hey, man, it's all right. Listen, hey, anybody that says South Carolina State, they got the right to talk smack, man. Until we've avenged that loss, they got us. Hey, listen, man, it ain't nothing we can do. We got to eat crow. And, hey, man, it's like what? Hey, I'm not a dog guy, right? But, you know, they say there's something you can do. What do? You put a little hot sauce on his tongue or something like that, make him go a little. Yeah, you do it. Man, we got to eat. We had to eat crow, man, and we've been sitting and simmering on that loss all summer. We done got trolled to no end. Bakari Sellers, Lane behind, sent a tweet out today talking about he ain't heard from Coach Prime since Buddy Pugh out coached him, and I'm like, come on, man,
man, they going hard right now for sure. They going real hard.
But you know,
to all South Carolina State fans in here, you have a very big commit from the FBS coming. Something we ain't seen for South Carolina State in years. All right, that's all I can tell you. I can't tell you no more until he announces it, because I gave my word. But you know, videos coming out for that, so look out for that. But this ain't y'all.
Wait a minute. What we got? He got breaking news on South Carolina State. All right, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, they got a little something going on. They got a little something.
They're gonna be all right, man. They're gonna be all right. Like I told everybody, if we don't see them again in the Celebration Bowl, we'll see them in Atlanta in 2023.
All right, now, Carly, you live.
What up, y'all?
What's going on with you, sir?
Hello. Thanks, man. Look, I just want to say this, man. Nick Saban said what he said. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Saban fan, and I feel like Nick was up there frustrated. He had so many emotions, but at the same time, he said what he said. He got to stand on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jackson called it straight bullet, but I just don't like how, like, he didn't have to mention them. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, if your feud with Texas A&M, he didn't have to mention Jackson, but it is what it is. He said what he said. Now, one thing about it, two things for sure. I don't care if A&M got the best recruiting class, you still got to see them boys this year. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's going to be, you're going to have to feel the wrath for Saban for the next 2 years. Y'all know how his recruiting classes go. He's stacked over there. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I do agree. HBCU got more, got free publicity. You know what I'm saying? But I have a question for y'all boys over here.
Now we know Texas money long gone. We know that. Everybody knows that. What happens? Because I also feel like that Nick Saban press conference was a call for help. I feel like he was like telling his boosters, "Hey, look, I better step it up." You know what I'm saying? Because that's the part that we can't win. He also was kind of writing to the NCAA that y'all got to do something too. But what happens when this thing gets serious? Like all them Texas schools got money. When the game becomes unfair because they can afford to do what we can't do. You know what I'm saying? Like Jackson didn't give Travis Hunter $1 million, but at the same time, do y'all think that's going to affect something when the schools can really like pay players whatever? How you think that affects HBCU? Like that's the question that I have for y'all guys. I see what Nick sees. You know what I'm saying? So how y'all think it's going to affect HBCU? Because just coming to HBCU, you know what I'm saying, ain't going to be it. You know what I'm saying? How y'all think that's going to affect? That's my question, y'all.
I'm gonna let you go and we're going to answer it. So I thank you for the call. But I mean, you look at Texas, right? The University of Texas. They got all the money in the world. They got the facilities. They got all that. They ain't got nothing in that trophy case. You feel me? So I don't.
I lived in Austin 7 years, man. Texas got long money.
Long money. Man. It ain't nothing in that trophy case. So I don't think it's gonna. I think that's a bit of overthinking. Just like overreacting when it comes to that situation. I don't think Texas is gonna just dominate everybody. It ain't gonna happen like that.
Well, I think that the money, we know the money has been going out for years. It's been going out. Like kids been, but now Coach Prime made a point that, oh man, he made a really good point. He said one of the things that could create a problem is when you really start to get these guys this big money. And what happens when that 4-5 stars are really a bust? They get to college and they can't really perform, and you done gave them this money. Or what happens when they got this money and they now feel the pressure that they never felt? They can't just go playoff straight because it's something about. I'll use us for an example, and I'm not trying to make this about Jack State again. I just feel like after after there's some type of fulfillment, you kind of reel it in a little bit. It's no disrespect to South Carolina State. I think that we showed up on a half tank. You know what I mean? And that's our fault because mentally we wasn't prepared. And Coach saying it's my fault. I didn't have them ready to play. That's also a part of it. Man, listen, bro. I done got a big bag before Kobe. I know it. I ain't got not the biggest bag that I want to get, but I'm telling you, man, when you get in that bag, I was hustling too, and I started saying, I don't really want to go do that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gotta go do that. I'm eating good right now. You see what I'm saying? Right. When you start getting the bag before you accomplish anything, like Coach Prime has said, you start to lose that fire that's motivating you to get mama out of the hood. You already got mama out of the hood. You ain't really got no motivation to get to that next level. Yeah. So what's really motivating you? And then two, at the end of the day, it's still football is still 11 on 11. There's still only so many players that can play. There's going to be some players that's going to be bought, and there's still going to be more than enough players to go around for HBCUs. What we got to do is we got to sell our programs. All we got to do is upgrade what we need to upgrade on our end. We need to continue to, continue to hire great coaches, continue to, that our administration continue to do what we need to do to, how can you say it? We just got to handle our business on our level. This goes back to Blue, one of the conversations Blue and I was having in regards to something we kind of was talking about. The money isn't going to hurt us because we're part of the have-nots. We've been getting the crumbs. We've been getting the scraplings. We just starting to get this. You know who the money going to hurt? The money going to kill the middleman. Your Troys and your Georgia Southerns and these smaller FBS programs, these group of 5 schools is gonna get killed by this, man. Jackson State, Alabama, we ain't got no money like that. We selling straight listen, we had cats getting bags at LSU going to Southern homecoming. That's where they wanted to be at, because that's where the fun was at. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. At the end of the day, all you need is enough of these players to say, you know what, I'm good on that. And again, we need everything to fall in place. We need to increase our. We need to get better out of conference. We need to get on TV more. We need to be compensated for that, and we need to put more players in the draft. If we do those things, and we continue to let our great figures come to the league, I was told there's supposed to be some other coach or something coming soon that's gonna probably shake the waves up or whatever the case may be. I hope it is. Mm-hmm. Cool beans.
Right.
I want Ed Reed. I want Ray Lewis. I
would love Ray Lewis. Yeah.
I want Rod Woodson. Listen, man, look at what Eddie George is doing. Hey, man, don't make no mistake about Coach Prime is doing what he's doing. But look, man, Eddie George is recruiting his behind off. Just signed a 3-star transfer running back from Georgia Tech. Just signed the OBC Offensive Player of the Year from Austin Peay. Just signed the All-Conference OBC player from Austin Peay D-line. Just signed another tight end, another DB. I'm saying another tight. Oh my goodness, he's signing players left and right, left and right. The weight room is second to none. They got an indoor practice facility. You get what I'm saying? The uniforms look dope. They're going to play Notre Dame, and they're trying to schedule a game against Ohio State. I'm saying if you're a part of Big Blue, Tennessee State, you happy right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You happy right now. So, hey, man, you just got to ride your wave and tell your story, because somebody's going to be attracted to your story. Because guess what? The Tennessee State story is better than to some kids is better than the Tennessee Vols story. Yeah, the Tennessee as a Tennessee Vol, you're just gonna be one of a number. You're gonna be one. You're just gonna be one of a bunch. Tennessee State, you're gonna be a part of something. It's gonna feel like family. You're gonna feel like home. You can't pay for that, man. You cannot pay for what HBCUs can offer. Money can't buy that. And you know why he mentioned Jackson State? Because now you got me in my bag now. He mentioned Jackson State because although he's saying we got to get our money up, they can't pay for what Jackson State is offering right now. Money can't buy it. I don't care how hard you try. You can't spend it. You can't buy the vet, man. You can't buy that experience in the vet. You can't buy it. You got to be a part of
the vet. Shoot.
You got to be a part of it, man. This what I try to tell you. So I'm all right, man. This is why I kept trying to explain something to folks. I'm from Jackson, man. I'm born and raised Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson State is our Dallas Cowboys. Jackson State is our NFL team, man. Then you have people that try to diss Jackson State because we ain't got our own campus stadium. We don't give a damn about that. All I know is the vet. I was born in the vet, bro.
Right.
I'm 40. We always played in the vet. If I had my way, I'd renovate the vet like they doing the up in Memphis, right? The Liberty Bowl, and we'd be fine because I said Jackson is Jackson State. So when you disrespect Jackson State, you disrespecting Jackson, brother,
right,
or sister. When we say D I love, man, this is for real, bro. This is for real. It's really like that. It's really like that now. So I just say, you can disrespect it, you can smack talk, whatever you want to talk. But just know we coming back. We gonna talk back. We hit back. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't reference to Scotty, by the way, either. I'm just saying in general,
Yeah.
I don't throw subliminals. I shoot right at the target. Whatever I'm shooting for, I'm gonna hit it. Go ahead.
Carly, you live, talk to me.
Hey, my bad, fellas, man. The craziest thing, as soon as I got connected, my phone died. But this Musa.
Okay, what's going on with you?
You heard me?
Yes, sir.
What's up, baby? All right,
what's up,
man? I'm gonna give a quick background for the people because there's a lot of people here. So I started out in the sweat, bro. I'm from Philadelphia.
Yes, sir.
I took my black ass all the way down to Grambling off of the Bayou Classic. I set my tape. Went down there, was a pro walk on. My grades wasn't right, so I was a prop 42. Out that year, I came in. Bruce Eugene was the starting quarterback at the time.
Bruce Eugene.
06. Say that again?
I said, big Bruce Eugene. I was a fan of his.
Yeah, that's the man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I put him second behind Steve McNair as of right now. He's the second best to be.
Ooh, okay.
I went down to Grambling, prop 42. Grades wasn't right. All the Spurs at the time, they didn't respect me. They used to call me East Coast. You know how your boys is down south. Y'all think we just play basketball, but which is true because that's the first time being an East Coast dude. On the weekends, everybody want to play ball. When we say play ball, it means basketball. When y'all say play ball, it means football. So I was like, I fell in love, bro. I literally fell in love with the swag. So it was me, my offensive lineman. And it just didn't work out, bro. And I transferred, and I went back home. I went to Temple. So I came around 07 when, I don't know if y'all remember, but the program was flipping around. So I came during the Al Golden era when he went to Miami after that. So I've seen the shit. I've seen the program go from 1-11 to us beating Penn State. You understand what I'm saying? But my whole time I was there, bro, since I was a kid, I dreamed. Once I put that G helmet on, it was different, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a different feeling. So my whole point is this: when people know the history, that people don't realize the SWAC is the SEC. Like people don't know that. Like all this stuff that they doing now, y'all the SWAC been doing this for years. There's nothing new. So the only thing I want to say this: the only difference is this, and I've seen both sides. The only difference is black people, we got to stop taking it emotional. It's always business. That's what I appreciate about Prime, because we've seen it back in. It's always got to be about the business. You don't never let nobody see your cards. You always got to play your hand. You never go out and tell everybody what you're going to do. So I appreciate what he's doing. So the only thing now is I would say is this. As the fans, focus on the major. Don't focus on the minor, all the BS stuff. We gotta let go of the old stuff. All the stuff that happened in the past, it's the past. We're supposed to be building off of that. So don't let them.
Love it.
What just happened with y'all with Nick Saban? Man, I would die if I seen that with Grandma, dog. There's no such thing as publicity if you can flip it. So right now we got a live league, and as alumni, go to the games and then donate what you can. Whatever you can, it ain't got to be a lot, but donate what you can. And then when it's big games, everybody, I don't live in down south. If you down south, go to every game. Forget if it's your rival school. Go to the game. Or, no, excuse me. Actually, more importantly, get the attendance. The viewership. Eyeballs, dollars. I work in investment banking. It's all about numbers.
That's facts.
I had two TVs on in the Celebration Bowl because I wanted double TVs. I was putting TVs on. I put my computer on because viewership is important. When them numbers hit, when corporations start looking, they don't give a damn whether you black, white. It's about numbers. We live in a capitalistic system. So right now, the whole thing is the numbers of fans. The numbers go up, the money follows the numbers. That's just how it goes in any situation. So everybody, I know the past is past, and Mr. Ford got it right the way he was born in a different generation. But right now, we got to capitalize.
I keep saying that.
The iron's hot.
It's
right
our
now.
time.
So
it's our time, man.
And I'm done. I ain't gonna preach.
Man, you preaching, brother. Man, that was spot on, bro. Yeah.
Man, you know it's funny you mentioned Grambling, bro. Like Grambling in 2005.
Hey, I remember watching your show with Bruce Eugene, man, when he came when you talked about the BET show. Yeah, facts.
Man, listen, I wanted to be a Grambling Tiger so bad. That was the first school, that I ever was a fan of. So yeah, shout out to Grambling, man.
Kobe, man, listen, man, no offense to nobody. No offense to nobody when I say what I'm about to say. Man, I'm going to say, we the culture, man. We carry everything, bro. And I don't mean, and like I said, again, I ain't apologizing for that. Our biggest dilemma has always been lack of unity, bro. Strength in numbers, man. And I'm telling you, I love what he just said. I thought that was a powerful statement. He said he had 2 TVs on and a computer because it is about viewership. Numbers matter, man. The numbers don't lie. If you can go to the game, go to the game. If you can't, watch that game, man. Make sure we getting those numbers up. But he's absolutely right. Me and Yard was talking about that on Twitter. All publicity is good. Is in some people's eyes is good publicity. So shout out to Nick Saban I said he threw us an alley-oop, and we cashing in on it, man. I put out another tweet saying, look, the cost of JSU merch done went up. Shout out to Thad Reed, reedenterprise.com, man. Every time I come on, Kobe, I got a different J hat on. I got every color, man. Thad got all of them, white, blue, red. That's REED enterprise.com, man. And he just dropped the new shirt. He just dropped the T-shirt. kind of seizing the moment, him and Brian, and you know, they're part of the 1400 Club. I always, every time I come on, man, shout out to the 1400 Club. I always shout out the founders, Thad, Greg, Brian, Sid. Shout out to Corey, Zoe, Shaq, Mike B. Man, we all a family, man. And what we trying to do is really just seize the moment and tell our story, man. We hot right now, and we ain't gonna stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? And look, man, I'm a Raiders fan. Now, let me say this. I'm a Raiders fan, bro. Man, you know that Raiders logo is hot. You know what I'm saying? I used to love rocking. When I traveled, I used to rock my black Raiders hat, man, with my sunglasses, and it's that shield. Man, I don't never wear that shit no more. I wear a J hat everywhere I go now. Hey, I like it. With all due respect, I'm glad we got Devontae Adams. Man, I don't care nothing about that. Jackson State is the wave, man. And it's been that way, but it's like I wear it with pride. It's different. Because when people see me rocking that JSU gear, or I see somebody rocking that, it's like it's respect. It's a respect thing. And we gotta love our own. We gotta love our own, man. We gotta invest in our own. We gotta shop in our own. I'm for real, man. Dead ass serious, bro. Like he said something that was powerful. Man, we got 50,000 alums. And let's say we got 50,000 alums. If everybody gave $100 a year, what's the numbers on that, bro?
Oh, I ain't never been good at math. Yeah, somebody in the comment section.
$100 is a 5 million, bro. If you do 50,000, I think that's right. You do 1 0, that's 500,000. You do another 0, yeah, 5 million, baby. Hey, 5 million. Kobe, $100. Man, we got cats that's got the sneaker app on their phone right now that's got notified me on all the latest kicks that drop. We'll drop $200 at the drop of a dime on a pair of damn shoes, and we got 75 pair of shoes, bro. But we got some folks that won't. And I'm saying what we got to do. This is how we get to it. We ain't competing like that. We not. That's why that's why I said stop taking shit so literal when we say Jack State is a threat. That man mentioned Jack State for a reason. And we ain't selling what they selling. They selling, hey man, I could get you the shine. It's always been about money, the love of money, man. Money made us fall out of love with us. Man, you black folk been able to take the scrappings. We got the bullshit that was left. I'm talking now. It's late now. It's Friday afternoon. I'm at work. Listen, man. We took the bullshit that was left over and we made a delicacy out of it. Folk eat chitlins, all kind of different cuisines. Most of the stuff that we eat that give us high blood pressure is the bullshit that we was left over with from a historical standpoint. That's how great we are. Don't let my greatness offend you. I tell my daughters all the time. Listen, man, I ain't apologizing. I got daughters, bro. I got all daughters. I'm always talking to my daughters about their black hair. I say black hair is the most versatile hair on earth. It's the only hair that grows to the sun.
Right.
If you add heat to it, it can look straight like however it can look like a perm. But you don't have to put no perm in your hair to straighten it. All you gotta do is add a little heat. You put a little water in that thing poof up. Can't nobody else hair do that. Versatility is about greatness. That's how you define it. If you want to talk about again, the world make you want to apologize. I tell you, better don't come around me. This is me every day. I'm like this every day, all day. I live this shit, man. This ain't no facade. Anybody tell you, I got ladies at Jackson State that I talk to, they be like, boy, don't let Ken. He said, I ain't that. Listen, by no means am I saying don't wear weave, don't wear. Listen, wear whatever you want to wear that make you feel beautiful. But I tell my daughter all the time, love your own. Now I can't grow none no more, so I got to grow mine in my face. But you get my point. I'm just saying, if we applied the facts to what we talking about, money ain't everything, bro. Because you can't buy what we offering. We just got to get us back to loving us the way we need to, and things will kind of go back to where it need to be. Black folk, the black dollar is the most lucrative dollar on earth. We just don't spend it amongst each other. I come on your show, I'm Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club, man. Tune in, man. We on we on Spotify, we on Apple Music. Shame on you if you ain't tapped into our podcast. You may not listen to every show, but when we drop, tune in, man. We need them listens. I'll come on your show. I go on DJ Raw if I rock with you. If I rock with what you're doing. But if I don't, I'm gonna respect you and respectfully decline. Much love. That's it. It's still love ain't gotta always be hugging and kissing. Sometimes love can be, hey, man to man, I respect you as a man, but I ain't gonna eat. I don't eat that. I don't eat that. And eating ain't always about putting food in your mouth. It's about what you consume. So as I matured, I just turned 40 this year, Kobe. I don't consume certain things because of the triggers that I come from trauma, man. I got traumas in my life. Like I said, I ain't unusual. Just buried my nephew the other day. You see what I'm saying? Not the other day, a couple, not too long ago. Like I just said, man, and my Jackson State experience, my brother was murdered, man, when I was at Jackson State. Most people don't even know that. So I try to tell people, bro, I come from Brown Bottom. Anybody that's from Jackson know what it is, bro. Majority of the folks I grew up with are dead. They died, and I don't have no childhood friends like that, bro. Right. So you see Ken living in the suburbs with a great job, 6-figure salary, living in Cali, doing all this wonderful. Hey, I don't come from the. Hey, look, I'm a miracle, and I ain't gonna apologize about it. That's all I'm saying, bro. I'm passionate, man. I eat this, but I don't eat bullshit no more. And I ain't talking about food. I'm on a diet now. I'm losing weight now because I ain't eating the same thing. We got to just be careful about what we consume. And if you know it's going to trigger you, don't tap in. Right. That's why they say, read, do whatever you got to do. Feed your spirit, man. That's what it's about. But I ain't finna keep running to the same thing that's going to keep making me mad every day. I'm going to be watching the same thing and make me mad every day for. That don't even make sense to me. I'm watching him like, I can't believe he said this and that. Well, why the hell are you watching it? Stop watching
insanity. That is insanity, bro.
I know, man. It's Friday, man. You'd have caught me on Thursday. I would have been a little bit more humble. It's Friday, man. I went through a rough week, man. Not rough, but stressful week, man. Go ahead, man. Who else we got? That's it?
Nah, I think we got somebody.
Who we got?
Cedric Walker. Carly, you live?
Man, what's going on, man? It's Dr. Finn, man. What's going on, family?
Hey, what's going on
with you?
Baby?
Man, not too much, man. I'm really loving what you guys talking about this evening, man, because like that previous caller stated, man, it is an uneasy topic on tonight. But let me just tell you a couple things that I've noticed. And one thing, me personally, that made me kind of uneasy with Coach Saban is because he had one of those, I took it as if he had one of those, okay, how dare we get a player like that? Okay, now let's talk about the we. So the HBCUs now, we can't get a Travis Hunter, but yeah, we can get this, this JUCO here, or we can get this transfer here, or we can get this guy from, maybe Wingfield High School that might be a 3-star. Something. We can get those guys, but we're not good enough to get Travis Hunter. But see, all today I was thinking about a slogan for this, and we all need to kind of think of it this way if you want to. For Nick Saban acting a fool, he just gave this culture a 2. And please understand that. For all you people that's taking up for Nick Saban, this ain't his first rodeo. I want y'all to Google or go on YouTube the interview that he had with Maria Taylor. Google it. So this not his first rodeo being entitled narcissist asshole. It's not. This why. Let's just be real. And now you're talking from a person. I went to an HBCU. I didn't go to Jackson State. I went to this place called Tougaloo College.
Oh man.
I went there for
all love. Tougaloo, Jacktown. Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, no far. Ain't no doubt. My deceased dad and my mom went to Jackson State, so I grew up in the vet. I'm just like you, Ken.
Yes, sir.
I come from Preston Hill, so I know what it is.
Man, number love, bro. All love, bro. For real.
All love, man. But one thing what we have to understand is is this is not our first rodeo, because when we was growing up as kids, Jackson State was dominant. So
right, they were.
Everybody, you know, there's no shot now. We had a couple down years, and that's true. But Coach Prime is the epitome of what the culture needs. And I need everybody to understand that. He is the epitome. He is not only looking out for JSU, he's looking out for the culture, period.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think that's going to be a great game when you see Tennessee State versus Jackson State this year? Grambling versus Jackson State, FAMU versus Jackson State, Grambling versus Southern this year, Alabama A&M versus Alabama State this year.
Woo! I might go to the Magic City Classic and we ain't playing. That's gonna be hot.
And other thing I do want you guys to do, Ken and Kobe, man, y'all all work together, man, and make this thing a conglomerate, man. Some kind of way, I don't know how to do it. You know, I work in my field. You know, I'm actually a CFO of a Fortune 500 health insurance company. But
respect.
Y'all need to get together and make a conglomerate, man. You know,
that's what I'm saying,
together, man. Because in some kind of way, let's see if we can't get these games, you know, on the normal ESPNs and all this other stuff. See if we can find a way to stream these games, man, for the viewers.
Streaming might be tough because of copyright issues.
You know, I'm just trying to put some nuggets in your head, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, you spot on.
Like I said, man, and like I said, man, I appreciate you guys. And one more thing. Love Scotty for his controversial self. I call into his show all the time. and Blue, he's a statistician. But we all have to, everybody, but we have to understand, you guys remember the old cartoon called Voltron? Remember Voltron?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So if we come together, everybody has something different. Remember when they came with Voltron, you had the loud, you had this person over here, he was loud. You had this person over here, he was monotone. You had this person over here, he was statistician. You had this person over here doing this. You had this, but then when they came together, you formed Voltron. And it was the powerful thing in the what? Universe. So let's think about it that way, man. Look, man, y'all keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm praying for you, man. I love what you're doing. CFL, Kobe, man. I love when you do the breaking news. As a matter of fact, I get the little ding on my phone. You know, my son said,
he got the subscription bell going. I like that.
Breaking news. I get the little ding because I'm going to be 46 this year, so I ain't too technically inclined because I'm old school. But
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Some breaking news. It come on his phone and he'll send me a text upstairs like that. You get the thing, CFL got breaking news. I said, man, let's see what's going on. So, man, again, and King was at 1400. I went to school with Lorenzo Phillip with old Zoe. So,
Zoe?
You know who I
yes,
am,
sir.
Look at him, man.
Shout out to Zoe, man. That's my brother. I talk to Zoe every day.
Yeah, man. Y'all just keep doing what you're doing, man. I am so proud of you guys. Man, I'm honored, man, to even know you guys exist, man. And just keep on keeping on, man. And one day it's gonna get greater later. But like I said to all my HBCU coach out here, Nick Saban, by him being a fool, he just gave us a 2.
That's facts.
All right, man. I'm out, man.
All right,
y'all take
yes,
care.
Sir. Hey, I want to say this real quick, because if you go to the pregame show, YouTube page, man, and check out the video. They put the when Coach Prime went live, and it just made me think about that when he just showing love, man. How Coach Prime was going, you know, he was bringing his players on his live on IG, man, and to just see the interaction, something that we see all the time. We understand this, Coach. We know how it go. We know how we get down, and but that's a real genuine man, brother. It ain't nothing like playing for someone that understand you. You know what I'm saying? That you can trust and really, you know, give you all to, man. So, man, go check that out if you hadn't had a chance to see that. Just the interaction between Coach Prime, because sometimes all we see is, you know, we see him what they say on this episode of Get Off the Field. It ain't just like that. Coach Prime, you know, he definitely full of love, man, and he been that way for years, bro. Even before Jackson State, man, with Prime, you know, with Truth and been in them kids' lives for forever, man. So, but he just said a lot, man. He did, and like I said, this ain't about me. It's not. I only share my little tidbit because to make my points, but he's right. I mentioned this on the spaces. I'm not gonna go down that road, but I was like, man, I don't know how, but I love the guys that are doing what they doing in this YouTube space, man. I ain't no journalist. I just know what I know, and I'm connected how I'm connected, and I talk in relation to what I love, and I love Jackson State. So this type of platform gives you a platform to speak. So I would love for all of you guys, man, everybody that's out here in this space, some kind of way to strike some type of streaming. I don't know. YouTube, I know YouTube is there's money in YouTube when you streaming your own channel, but man, how dope would it be for someone to restream your content, you know what I mean, on another platform and be able to monetize that? But like I said, whatever that conglomerate might look like, we might see something like that down the road, man. It's possible. It's possible. Don't ever make nobody make you feel like unity ain't the way, man. Unity and love is always gonna trump separation and hate, bro. Always. Go ahead.
I was just saying, Israel Carey says follow Ken on Twitter. All Ken's social media information is right there below in the ticker. So if y'all want to follow him on Instagram and Twitter, y'all can do that. All right. Now listen, I'm gonna take a couple more calls. You know,
we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah, we gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna take a couple more.
I gotta go hit that Douce, man. Gotta go put some Douce and Coke, man. Gotta go get to that drink. It's Friday, man.
You know that. All right. Matter of fact, this your boy right here, Duizzo. What's going on, my boy?
Hey, what's up, boy?
What's up, man? Go to Lori and
Hey, hold on before you say.
And it touched the nerve. I really want to call in and say to everybody, man, look, we got to stop all this hate, man. I want to say, man, a rising tide lifts all boats. And JSU is that rising tide with Coach Prime. And my thing is, look, we're greater in numbers. Like everybody's been talking about unity, man, for real. Like, I'm gonna try to talk with the 400 clubs I can as well. And man, look, we've been doing this thing over a year now. And you know what? There's only one other school in the conference that's doing anything remotely close. And that's the shame. Right now, there should be a southern version of Tiger Talk. There should be a Bethune-Cookman version of Tiger Talk. A Valley version. You know what I'm saying? And we need that now, man. Content matters. And then at some point, you can all get together and do more things. But man, I just want to stress, bro, we gotta stop the hate. Look, I talk shit with the best of them. But man, look, we can sit there and talk shit at the game, and when the game is over, whether we win or lose, man, it's love after the game. But the problem is, we take this shit, well, in the big picture of it, we take this shit too personal, too literally, like, and we want to sit there and hate. And hate, we got to cut that shit out, man. At the end of the day, it's a game. I got plenty of partners at Southern. I got plenty of partners at Alabama A&M. Plenty of partners at family and Alcorn. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got people the best of them. When it's over, bro, I don't love. We got to cut that dumb bullshit out, man. We crying. So, that's my only thing, man. Look, bro, we can sit there and get heated on and rip our teams. Look, anybody who knows me, man, I love you to death. I mean, you get every day. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna show love. Look, I got love for BJ Jones. We talk often. You know what I'm saying? I got time to CJ and Alabama A&M. I got dealing with the Alabama State. When they shit over, I'm gonna be grand with them. We're gonna be some friends, and we're gonna talk shit some more. But I ain't gonna hate them, dog. We gotta cut this hate bullshit out, man. For real. Look, that's all I gotta say, man. Good love, man. The show is fucking phenomenal, fellas. I'm out, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening.
All right, so.
Hey, that's my that's my brother there, man. That's my real brother there. Like I said, me and Zoe do a lot of shows. We're gonna be recording some shows over the weekend. We got a lot on deck. with our podcast shows we gotta get caught up on. What I will say, I mean, to piggyback to what he just said, to all y'all that got platforms, that's a brother you want to bring on, man. You know, he and I had the pleasure to go on to Pride of Detroit to talk about James Houston. It was all good, and we call him Zoe DeLorean because, man, he's a walking almanac. he's a walking encyclopedia, man. I'm telling you, man, a lot of the historical data, and not just for Jackson State, but for SWAC and I mean Power 5, you name it. You know, that's your go-to guy. Get him on your show, man. It'll be just as hot. Like I said, we just one of many, man. We this is what we do, man. We talk every day, literally multiple times a day. I ain't expecting to come on, but that's all love.
I got off the phone with him too today.
That's what's up. And that's the thing, man. It used to be, I gotta be real when I say this, man. Like at first I was like very apprehensive about dealing with anybody. I was like, man, it's Jack State versus everybody. And then you stop and you listen and you be like, that's stupid. It's like that for real, but in real life, bro, it's like I can rock with my mans right there. It ain't at the end of the day, it ain't, you know, what you eat don't make me poop, you know. So, you know, you need support just like we need support, you know, and that's why I decided to come on. That's why every time you see my face, I don't have a platform without Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. I always push that. And I'm going to say it like this, right? I know, folks, we're not on YouTube right now. Maybe one day Tiger Talk shows up. I know some people have come to me and, hey, man, you know, I ain't doing nothing without the family, bro. It's all, you know, I'll do it under that umbrella, you know, and if we get to that place where we, as a collective, I'm that dude that gonna stay in the band, because to me, I ain't playing music if it wasn't a part of the band. I know solo sounds good, but it ain't solo ain't my wave. I got other things going on. And my wave is that wave. So maybe one day you'll see us out in YouTube space, but for now, I saw Cut Day on there. Shout out to Cut Day. He said CFL on fire. Hey, I referenced Cut when we was talking to the Pride of Detroit, because anytime someone use y'all content, I'm like, go to that. We signed Savion Wilkerson. Guess what? I plug today's Leader Sport Network. You're gonna see me pop up on Coach Walker show soon. We got something coming up. That's my brother. We talk on the phone all the time. You know what I'm saying? I got so much respect and love for Coach Walker. It ain't even funny, man. Like, that's a good brother doing good things. And sometimes we get out of cat. We be trying not to cuss. You know what I'm saying? We try, you know. Shout out to Coach. But my point is, anytime we go to any platform, I want y'all to get your recognition, man. Like I'm like, Cut Day Sports. He best in the game. You know, me and Blue was talking, and Blue was telling me like he had the pleasure to work side by side with Cut at the HBCU Legacy Bowl. Maybe that's where we all go. Everybody in this media space, we got to make sure we go to the HBCU Legacy Bowl in New Orleans next year. If our schedules and, you know, money and everything allow it, we gotta go network, man. And that's how you build strong partnerships. And this is I ain't gonna say fraternity, because I'm not in a fraternity. I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody that is in fraternity, but using that word, you know, it's a brotherhood. It should be.
Right.
And by that I don't mean that everybody ain't gotta have the same brown hue. You know, we if you do good content, yeah, we do good content. But like everybody said, leave the bull junk out there. But if you do put that bull junk out there, just know it work both ways. That thing swing both ways, baby. It swing both ways. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
I think Cut was honestly the first person to like really hit me up and like help me out when I was first starting my channel. And like he ain't had to do it. You feel me? Cut ain't had to do it. He ain't know me. But like he saw something and he helped me out. He was like, hey, you know, you wanna work on your audio, this is what you get. You know, like he was telling me all that stuff. So like I'm always appreciative of Cut. I'm always appreciative of everything he do, and I just love this content straight up. If y'all ain't seen that man intro, bro, it's probably the best.
It's fire, man. Y'all all got some good. Shout out to you, man. I saw the graphics and everything come on, I said, all right, bro, Bro, let's step it up a little bit.
A little bit.
I said I like that. I like that. Yeah. Go ahead.
So all right, we're gonna take one more call. I'm gonna take one more call.
Make it a good one.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through these names. So all right, Jamal, don't let us down, man. Jamal Mitchell. Talk to me.
Sorry about that. Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing good, man. It's Aunt Mitch from Murrah High School, man.
Oh, MG, man. What's up, bro? That's my brother right there, man. What's up, dude?
Man.
Hey, I hadn't seen my brother. Hey, last time we saw each other, what, in Atlanta, in the hotel for the Celebration Bowl?
Celebration Bowl, man. Yeah.
Yes, sir, man. What's up, baby?
Man, I wanted to call, man. I'm just enjoying the content tonight on the Friday on the East Coast and everything about Nick Saban and all that, man. That's gonna handle itself, man. But the thing that I'm focused on tonight is that one word: unity, man. Unity, bro. We got it. We got to have it. Good to see Kobe on here and making sure that it stays positive, man. So Kobe, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying, for not letting the content go in a negative direction, bro. So I want to show you love for that.
Appreciate
it. Hey, man, y'all just keep doing it, man. You know, I'm 1400 all day, Murrah and Jack to say. So
no doubt.
I was listening to all the positive tonight. I'm gonna get the comments, man. We just got to come together. That's all we got to do. But I think we're in a good place we can do that, man. What you think about this, Carl?
Man, I think that's the way. That's the way to go. I think that's the only way we got to go. I say this right here, man. Coach always, Coach got his exit, Coach Walker, when he get off his show. I forget. I know it's something about be the change, but I say this right here because Kobe asked a question in regards to those that reacted to Coach Prime's comment. My statement is you do not ever want to become the very thing that you're fighting against. If what keeps coming your way, if somebody sends you hate and the only way you respond to that person is with hate, then you at that point you lost all credibility at that point, man. It's so easy because we losing so many. We losing, and I'm gonna just, man. I go out on. Listen, man. I just feel like this is my life's mission now, mentorship, and I say this for a reason because most don't know. When I first left Jackson, around 2013, I left 2013. My nephew graduated Jack State 2013. Hit me up 2014. Said, Unc, I want to come to Austin because I want to get out of Jackson and do some of my degree. I'm like, come on. And man, I realized at that point, my brother was gone. His dad wasn't there. So I got to be my brother's keeper at this point. I got to be a father figure type situation. Mentorship is where we gotta get that going now. Because in a lot of our communities, we don't really have what we used to have. We used to have that man. I rode past fortification. Remember, we used to go to YMCA when we hired Mo. Mo talked about it. Man, we don't have a lot of the Coach Carters that, we played football at Lake Hico Park. Man, Coach Carter, man, Coach Barnes that, we played baseball at Grove Park. We had athletics that kept us out of trouble, even though that we still lost some brethren along the way coming up in Jackson. It's getting out of hand now though, because it ain't a lot of everybody. This is what I feel. A lot of us feel like it ain't our problem no more. And what happens is, hey, if we don't be the change that we hope to see, then some of these problems tend to touch us. It'll show up at our front door. Not saying we're going to be able to change a whole lot of everything, but we got to be able to be an example. And I saw something today that broke my heart because my daughter graduates next week, man. We getting old, bro. But I'm seeing videos of people fighting at graduations. I'm seeing somebody getting shot at a graduation. So now I'm nervous because I'm going to a graduation on Tuesday. I'm like, is this some kind of trend? And if you get on social media, you see. I think down in Hammond, there was a fight broke out today at Carver High School in New Orleans, and it's us. It's us, man. is us. I'm just saying, like, not saying that it don't happen in other spaces, but the point I'm making is this is supposed to be a professional arena where good brothers are out here doing their work. Because Kobe, I don't do what you do. I know your lady got to be, you know, with all due respect, and I don't even want to bring anyone else into this because I may be wrong, but the time you put into what you do, it takes a lot of time, bro. You know what I'm saying? This ain't, you know what I mean? You put out a lot of videos. All the content creators are putting a lot of energy and effort into this, man. So when we come to this kind of space, like Zoe just said, man, we gotta listen. When we talk about being unified, it ain't a kumbaya, everybody let's agree. No, we got to be able to have our differences and do it in a way that gives an example. We can't, you know, we ain't gonna throw no mud, man. I'm them days for me is over with. I hope I don't have to go back to that space, man, because we all can go there, bro. I'm just trying to level up, and this supposed to be something we all love, man. So yeah, bro. We got some good fellas out here doing, you know, fighting a good fight, and they need folks like you and me to continue to support them and come on their shows and do what they and show their support. I got a call, but I mean, continue to plug each other, man. The pregame show, Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club, CFL podcast, Cut Day, DJ Ron True, Coach Simmons, Coach Walker, Off Script, Blue Bloods, if whatever your flavor, Yard Talk. Who I miss? Swag Buzz,
Swacking the Fool.
Swacked in the Fool. Oh, shout out to GSPN and the homies for having
Swag
one of
Buzz.
probably one of
Shout out Swag Buzz too. Shout out
Swag.
Buzz.
I said Swag Buzz. All of them, man. We got who I'm missing, man. What's my man name? What is it? Architect Simmons. Name, the one that does all the reaction videos to like the highlights.
Yeah. Architect be in it.
Yeah. Shout out to him, man. I mean, we got brothers that's, man, there's money in this shit, man. I sit there, man, listen, my daughter, my youngest daughter, man, I'll get on YouTube and watch the little Asian kid, man, Ryan's World. That's one of the. Then they got a kid that's on YouTube that like do the little toy reviews. That might be the same kid. I don't know. I'm just saying, it's money in this shit, man, and we got to be able to get in here and carve out our space. It's our time, and you got to seize the moment. And like you said, strength in numbers, man. Unity. Don't ever let nobody trick you into think that we got to be so divided at everything, man. We gotta, you know, we got something. We gotta just seize the moment. You know, everybody ain't gonna like you, but all I ask for is respect. I respect you. You respect me. We ain't gotta like each other, man. But I ain't gonna throw no dirt at you. But if you throw dirt at me, I'm gonna hit you with a brick. That's how we get down.
Also, I don't want to forget my boy Bridge On Stop. You know, that's another up and coming YouTube channel that talks about HBCU sports as well.
Another one is what's his name? HBCU Lockdown on HBCU. Lockdown HBCU. He put out a show literally every single day. Locked On Sports, I think Locked On with HBCU. Yep. Look that up. Really good brother. He from Texas Southern, putting out really good content.
And how we forget about Jeff Lightsey. Jeff
Lightsey got a channel. Yeah, he putting out content all the time, man. I mean, so many.
I don't
want to get in trouble. Black College Experience. My girl Keisha Kelly. That's my sister. Sis, I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. She got invited to the ESPN showcase. Man, keep doing your thing. It's not easy when you're out here, man, grinding, trying to do what you do. But if we forgot anybody, man, just, you know, forgive us.
Corner Sports Network.
I like Corner, man.
Everybody out here.
Hey, thing about Corner Sports, man. Corner be looking like he on a walk. He going to the grocery store making groceries. I like it though because it's authentic, it's raw. You know what I'm saying?
That's dedication.
He gonna let you know how he feel about it, but they do good. They do good stuff, man. I've gotten to the place now, man, because of you guys, bro. I rarely watch TV, man. I just go to YouTube. If I'm, you know, I'll do some Netflix, I'll do YouTube, but I'll watch something specific, you know, if push comes to shove. I don't really even watch TV like that no more. I get on YouTube and see what's the latest, you know.
Right.
And this is the wave. You got the I Am Athletes, you got the Pivot podcast, you got and there's some guys that's getting real money with this, man. And I hope everybody can go all the way to the top. I was telling Scotty that yesterday. I said, if you can make $1 million from this, I hope you do. I'm rooting for you, bro.
Thanks.
I am. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say this because I do represent Jackson State, and listen, he never got to put out no favorable content. And again, you know, Mr. Ford, he came on and said what he had to say. You know, I'm not going, like I said, we're not gonna touch that. But again, I'm gonna say it openly in front of everybody because I don't mind saying that. I've told him on several occasions, you know what I'm saying? He got a gift. He got something. Now, how he chooses to use that is up to him. Not saying he's using it bad. Not saying look, man, you do with it what you choose to do with it. But the gift is undeniable. It is.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I'm on and I'm not, you know, like I said, I'm not out here to wave no white flag or none of that. I don't wave none. Only flag I wave is that flag behind me, man. Again, you know what I'm saying? And I'm true blue JSU, and that's really what I rock with. But I want to see everybody eat because I firmly believe we got to get out. I'm done when I say this. We got to stop thinking that it ain't enough to go around. We do not have to. Do we all know what crab in a barrel mean, bro? Or crab in a bucket, however you want to say it? If you think about that analogy, again, if the crab was smart, they would have all got in a line and pushed one crab up and got him out of that joker and been like, all right, bro, we're going to use you to get you up. And we want you to come and get all us out of there. But the problem is we on this, I got to one up you. He almost out and I'm not. We got to stop thinking that way, man. It's more than enough money around here to go around, bro. We don't run out of money. Get your bag on, bro. You know? But anyway, I'm preaching now, man. I'm finna go. I'm really about to go drink that Douce now, man. About to go drink that whiskey now, man. Love you, bro. Stay safe, man. Good to see you, man. Hopefully, you know, see you soon, bro. Stay safe, bro. Good to hear from you, Doc.
I saw somebody in the comments, HBCU Spotlight. Of course, that is my dog. Right?
HBCU Spotlight. My bad. That's true. You know, somebody gonna come on there and say something crazy to us because we didn't call their name out. But I had to make sure I put up, you know, I'm gonna say it again. Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club, the pregame show. Shout out to Uncle Neely. Shout out to my big bro Neely, Chuck Bishop. Unparalleled access to Coach Prime. They doing great work. YouTube, they on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you name it, Twitter, all that good stuff. But like I said, you know, Tiger Talk the 1400 Club. That's what we do. We got some shows dropping. We're gonna be highlighting the women's basketball program coming up. We're gonna drop some more Paradigm Prime Part 3. We got some recruiting updates coming. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot on it. We got a men's basketball show coming. It's more than just football, man. We got a lot coming down the pipe for our shows. So definitely tune in, man. And anytime, if y'all don't follow me, Ken Clark on IG. I think it's Ken Clark 1400, Ken Clark on Twitter, and Ken Clark on Facebook. Because what I do now is I really try to plug our stuff on my page. So wherever you see me retweet anything that we put out, man, we would appreciate it if you guys like it, share it, tune in, tap in. We need those listens, man. We do.
Yes, sir.
We do. We appreciate it. Kobe, much love to you, my brother. Appreciate you for bringing me on again. I said we had to do it. Hey, listen, I come on because I got the invite, and you know, I got respect for what you do and how you do it and go about handling your business. And I was happy for you, man. We got on the phone when I found out you was gonna be in on the recruiting. I said, boy, you moving on up, man.
Yeah.
You got the attention of the coaches, man. So, You know, it's all good, man. That was fun though. That was real fun. I'm looking forward to hopefully doing that.
That was a very fun event to do, man. With the recruits and everything. So I
Thank
was
you,
thankful that y'all even
Crystal
gave that
Evans. Thank you, Crystal.
You know, I was real thankful for that opportunity, man. And I really do appreciate you coming on. You know, anytime you come on, man, it's gonna be some numbers. I think the most we had tonight was over like 400 people. So
hey, man, I'm starting to think I need to get my face out here a little bit more often, man. I'm telling you, we're gonna get there. So listen. My hope is one day we will. But again, I don't move without the brotherhood, man. I move as a unit with Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. As we go, I'll go. If we don't go, I'll stay in the space that we're in. I'm not anxious to come to YouTube and have my own channel. I just don't have that kind of time. But if we do it, I want to do it as a collective with the brothers, and because I know that when my face show up, I represent Zoe when he called. I represent Corey. I represent Mike B, Shaq, BJ, Mo, and the whole 1400 Club family, bro. I don't want to. That's just me. I can't be preaching unity and still trying to carve out my own lane. You know what I'm saying? We move as a unit. So hopefully you see us come to video soon, and whenever we do, we will. But until then, Spotify, Apple Music, all your podcast outlets. See, listen, this is good for Friday nights. Yeah, there's a space for everybody, right?
Yeah.
See, this is when you get home and you're done, you got your workout, you got your shower in. So they can tune in and tap in, lay back, watch this till they go to sleep. Mm-hmm. But when you working out, when you out there on your daily jog and your run, and you got them Bluetooths in your man, pull up Spotify. We got content. Yes, then you can listen. Not saying you can't listen to YouTube while you're running, but you know how it go, man. You know what I'm saying? You want.
I mean, if you ain't paying to close that out while you listening, I don't think you want to deal with it.
That's what I'm saying.
So go ahead to Spotify, dog.
Yeah, for sure. But man, much love to you, bro. Good show. Damn, 2.5 hours, man. Hey man, I'm gonna have to send you a check next time, man. I'm gonna you can pay me in whiskey when you see me, man. That's how I go, man. Pay me buy your boy a drink or something, man. You know, I taste it with a little Coke, but all love though, man. I don't really drink like that. I don't want people to think I'm actually about to go drink some red wine. I'm on this health kick. All right, I just hit 40, and I'm gonna say this too, since we on this pro-black, love unity thing. Black folk, go to the doctor. Go get checked up, man.
Yeah. We
losing a lot of brothers and sisters, man, because we ain't really taking this health thing serious, man. I was overweight by, I carry it well. I look like, I'm still that guy. I still feel like I can get up and down the court and give you a bucket. I play one game, but for real, man, we gotta make sure that we eat right. And we go to the doctor, man, and get our checkups, annual checkups, man.
Right.
Make checkups. Make annual checkups a real thing, and make sure we got to go do that, man.
Yeah, not just physical health, mental health as well. That's important as well.
Mental health, man. We lost a beautiful soul, man. The young lady at Southern, and we had a young brother over at Prairie View, I think, man, that was going down through there. Man, COVID did a number on us, man. A lot of people went home. It changed the trajectory of the world for a lot of people. Social media. Sometimes we get overstimulated because we on social media all day. We reading the negative opinions of people, and it affects you, man. Right. It'll wear on you. So take care of yourself, man. Mental health, man, first. And that's why I say, man, love feel a whole lot better than hate, man. I'll much rather make peace with you, because I personally don't want to carry around that animosity, because my animosity towards you is only going to hurt me. So I got to let that go. So that's why I said, you do what you do, but if I don't rock with it, I'm going to go that way. You feel what I'm saying? So yes, that way, whatever you do over there, I don't see it and it don't affect me. So all love, bro.
Hey, Ken, bro, I'm going to get up with you tomorrow. All right,
yes, sir.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. This was a dope show as always, man.
Signing off. Much love, brother.
All right. All right, so there y'all have it. Man. That was Ken helping me deliver another great show. Hey, thank y'all for tuning out the way that y'all did, even for the people that's still in here, man. Much appreciated. I did not expect this to go this long, but with Ken, that's gonna happen. And it's always a great time, bro. It's always a great time. Everything done closed now. I was supposed to get something to eat. That's crazy. Hey, listen, South Carolina State, for the fans that's still in here. Man, first, if Russell Haynes is still in here, you know, I wasn't really serious with you, man. I hope you ain't took me serious, you know. I never kick you out or anything like that. You a South Carolina State fan, but you can be on any video you want to. I hope you ain't took me serious. But to all South Carolina State fans, you have a very big recruit coming to South Carolina State. I cannot tell you who it is, but I will pre-record that video and be ready to drop it for you. Y'all should be very excited. More recruitment updates to come. Shout out my boy Cut. Shout out my boy Blue Bloods. And I don't know. I don't think I got anything else to say. We just gonna keep it up. We just gonna keep updated, man, with all this recruitment news going on. There's gonna be a lot of stuff happening. I got a lot of information on Jackson State today regarding recruits, and I wish I could tell y'all. Lord knows I do, but I can't. I cannot. I know somebody been talking about the merch. If I do drop merch, I might put the fireplace on one of them. I know that's gonna sell out. You know, I know y'all gonna buy that. Listen, I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here because, you know, I'm in the country. And if I don't catch a restaurant open, everybody gonna go home and sleep. You know, city, they stay open all night. Me, if I don't catch nothing, I'm gonna be eating noodles for dinner. So, hey, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all so much. You are watching the CFL podcast. I go by the name of Kobe. I'm out.